Meetings. So that's what you're resorting to now, meetings. Big Sales, appreciate you coming aboard here. Do me a favor, please. Hit the like button and super chats go to the top. You guys know the drill. First 15 minutes, my friends. Some of the most important. We appreciate you hitting that like button. Meetings. Now we got more meetings. Can you be any dumber? Can you look any more Harry High School than meetings? Meetings are going to change around the way your shitty passing game is and the way you get killed at the line of scrimmage. Meetings. This is player, dude. This is Howie. This is approach. Meetings? There ain't no meeting going to change this when you get your ass kicked at the point of attack. What meeting is going to change when Keely Ringo gets smoked on a pass route? What meeting is going to change when Jalen Hurts misses a wide open A.J. Brown? What meeting is going to help that? And when you hear them coming out of these meetings, I don't buy a word they're saying. I don't believe anything out of that building. It's a propaganda machine right now. Holy shit. By the way, I first and foremost want to thank Ray Didinger for commenting and sending me his brand new encyclopedia and saying that we have one of the most popular shows in all of Philadelphia, and he would like us to have one of his encyclopedias. And so he's sending it to me. We posted it over on our X account, and him acknowledging the show and saying, Sills, you got one of the best shows in all of Philadelphia, says a lot to us, and we really appreciate that. Ray, thank you so much. We'll have you on as soon as that play settles a little bit, because he's got his play going on. I think what he told me was his play is going on, and that's one of the reasons why he can't be on right now. Tommy and me. So the play's going on, but as soon as that ends up having its run, he's going to be on the program. And we can't thank you enough for those kind comments. And if you'd like to see that email he sent me, we posted it over on our X account. So thank you very much, Ray Didinger, for recognizing the show as one of Philly's most popular shows. Thank you. And again, this goes to you guys in building this thing, because this is no filter. That's what we should call this show. Instead of National Football Show, the No Filter Show. Because there's no filter here. Things we say here on the air here. Again, there's no filter, and this is the problem that you have with the Eagles. They don't like this show because we call bullshit when we see it. Stupid-ass meetings. Thank you, M. Reyes. It means a lot from you, too. That's pretty cool. Ray Didinger doing that, calling our show. And again, M. Reyes is a popular part of this program, and we know that, just like all of you guys are. Rico, Bruce, Gabe, Kim, Sue, all of you guys. Abe. I go down the list of thousands of people that come on the program, man. I mean, RCA, all you guys, man. RCR, appreciate you, dude. So we call bullshit. And by the way, you call bullshit on me. That's the beauty of the program here. So they had extra practice. I mean, they're doing you know what? I heard Birds 365, and I heard John say this. I think this is a really good sign that this is going to be a big week for the Eagles against the Vikings. You're right to take that angle. But I also want to put you on the other side. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Extra practices? Fucking extra meetings? That's not going to change the outcome of your game on Sunday. Your performance is going to change the outcome of this game on Sunday. All that other bullshit? Seriously, it's Band-Aid stuff. Sills, this is how I see this team's offense is a coaching issue, and defense, it's a talent issue. You're right. That's exactly true. Not one of the best, but the absolute best show in all of Philly. Flexing. Thank you, bro. You guys are great. You keep this bad puppy going with them super chats, and we can't thank you enough. Joe, thank you. Joe gives me shit. Dude, the best thing about the fans that come here, and I mean fans not of me, I mean fans of the show that you've built. I mean, look, I'm just kind of like the guy that we go back and forth with here. But this is a show you should be very proud of. Nobody gets blocked. Nobody gets fucking kicked out. Nobody's takes are like, I may get on your ass. It's all sports talk, though. Let's not get, melted here. It is true John Campbell was a 5-star recruit as an edge rusher. I believe he was. I think if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Xander, is he one of your guys, too, from St. Joe's Prep? I think he's a Philly guy, right? Then he went down to IMG. I think he's an IMG guy, but I think he's from around the area here. So, I mean, yeah, no, he's a 5-star kid. And they moved him to off-ball when he got down there. Isaiah Rodgers for a pick 6. We're going to get to that story here in a moment. Yeah, these meetings are stupid. New Jersey kid, okay? And then he ended up going, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's an IMG guy. And he went down there. I think, by the way, that kid Booker, who the Cowboys drafted, I think he's an IMG dude. We rock out in here for sure. Thank you, Marsh. Marsh, a big dude, part of the program, man. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hey, man. Hey, congrats, Sills. This show is successful because you're unbiased takes. That's right, man. Hey, listen, people think I have a team I root for. No way. I don't root for any team. I do not root for a team, but I'll tell you what I do. And I said it since day one here, and you guys know I've held to that. Fucking Philly fans are dope, and it's like I'm talking to myself. You guys get it. And the fans from around the country that come into the show, you guys act like the Philly guys. I totally dig that. By the way, I can't believe Bob Lang is from the area. What an absolute creep that guy is. That guy's from Philly? Holy shit, is that shocking. All right. So let's go to the other topic of the day. Wait, how about the second story on the Open here? See, I put Open up there? I'm not even on the topics yet. So what is it with the Eagles having to get it out there that Howie Roseman fucked up on Isaiah Rodgers and that he has to put a story out through Bob Weasel Lang to put a story out there that they were all in on Isaiah Rodgers, which is not true. Isaiah Rodgers even fucking posted it. Don't believe the media. That's not true. They undercut him. They offered him some bullshit deal that nowhere came near what the Vikings offered him, and he wanted to be a starter, and so he went to Minnesota, and he wanted to play for Brian Flores. What's wrong with just letting the truth lie and trying to cover for your fucking bullshit general manager's ways, who were absolutely brutal this offseason, to make it seem that the Eagles were in the room? What is that? What a fucking dumb time. Listen, I get it. It's Vikings week. There are going to be stories going back and forth. But that's a bull-faced lie and a half-truth. They were in? They were in by offering him a bullshit contract is in? Let that shit lie, man. But it all comes back to making sure that you don't talk shit on the GM. Do you understand what this is? We've been saying this since day one. They are going to cover for that fucking general manager and that quarterback come hell or high water, if it's true or not, or half-truths. This is why you can't believe shit out of that place. It's a propaganda machine now. Ever since that dude landed in 2021, by the way, all fucking gloves off with that guy. I'm tweeting at that guy now because I know he's a bullshit artist. I mean, right? Get this. Isaiah said the Eagles had just about the same deal. He didn't feel the Eagles thought he was a priority. At least that's what he said during the interview. He didn't think he was a priority. And there's people in the media in Philly saying, hey, they really wanted him back. No, they didn't. Because you know what they told him? They told him he had to compete with Keely fucking Ringo, and he went, yeah, no. And get this, Isaiah Rodgers turned out to be right, because if the deal was the same, hey, wait a minute. How in the world, how many people in here believe that Howie Roseman offered Isaiah Rodgers $7 million? How many people believe that they offered a second team corner $7 million a year to play? No way. How many people believe that? That they offered a second team corner who had been suspended the year before $7 million. If you believe that, folks, you'll believe anything they say to you. And there's nothing I can do to change your mind. I'll tell you, I'd like to ask Vic in a press conference, hey, Vic, what'd you make of Keely Ringo having to compete with Isaiah Rodgers, and that's why Rodgers isn't here? And did you really want Isaiah Rodgers gone? Ask him, I dare you. You'll get your key fob yanked out from under you, and you'll get a schooling and scolding from Bob Lang. If you ask this question, hey, Vic, did you want and were you part of Ringo going? Were you okay with it? Ask Jeff Stoutland. Hey, Jeff, were you okay with letting Becton go? Ask those guys the question. Why don't you ask your offensive coordinator, your new one, Kevin Patullo, are you okay with letting Becton go? Were you part of that? Or was that just a Howie call? Dude, Howie Roseman's a good GM. Howie Roseman is exceptional in contracts. Howie Roseman has gotten so much better in player development. No, take that back. Player evaluation. He's really gotten so much better at that. You don't need some dude coming up from you and having to clean house every time there's something that's said or somebody says something negative. Anything that's fucking negative, that guy fucking comes in and tries to clean up. It's obvious, Bob. Hey, Bob, it's obvious. No one believes you anymore. It's like when people call people racist or something. Nobody believes that shit anymore. Nobody believes it. Nobody's buying it. How he got put in the broom closet once, he ain't going back in. He can't be called out. They treat him like a star player. Eagles put a lid on it. Absolutely, they put a lid on it. You know what? Xander said something that everyone knows. The reason why the people like Howard Eskin and Angelo Cataldi and Ray Didinger and those guys are no longer on WIP, and they got them fucking mouthpieces over there now. Dude, seriously, man, you got people like yodelers over there or something. And these people, they're saying the same shit in every show. Nothing's different. The only reason that WIP has great numbers is you. It's the only reason. And the Eagles being on that network. And the Phillies. You take that away, no one's listening to it. It's unlistenable. Howie's ego getting the best of him again. Reason he didn't sign Rodgers? He'd have to admit Keely Ringo's a bust, which he is. He absolutely... Listen, Keely Ringo is a special teams guy in this league. He's a special teams guy. Isaiah Rodgers was a priority now all of a sudden. Hey, you want to hear one next? Thank God you don't play the Patriots, because you know why? There'd be some bullshit story that Milton Williams was a priority. Or like Josh Sweat was a priority. All these stories are lies. No priority. Hey, do I think they made an effort to sign him? Hey, listen, yeah, I do. Here's a contract, take it or leave it. I'm leaving it. See you later. I'm going to go sign, and I'm going to go have a starting opportunity with the Vikings. I'm not having a battle with Keely Ringo. Because you know what? Why do you think he didn't want to stay? Let's just hypothetically do this, Isaiah Rodgers. Ask yourself this. Xander knows this too. Why do you think he didn't want to go and try to battle out Keely Ringo at the beginning of the year? Does anybody know the answer? This is the simplest thing you could possibly know about your general manager and about the way they do business in Philly. Why wouldn't Isaiah Rodgers, let's just say they did offer them the 7, which they did not. Why do you think he didn't want to fight or at least have to battle? Ego? Howie's ego? Maybe. No. Bud, Isaiah knew they'd give Keely the first opportunity because they drafted him. And Isaiah was a free agent. That's why. Priority goes with the draft choices in Philly. Because that's how Howie tells everyone he's a great drafter. That's right. Because he's Howie's pick. Dead on. And Isaiah went, fuck that. Not in no battle with a guy who can't play. I'm going to Minnesota. Let's just hypothetically say the numbers were. That's why he went, no, I'm not fucking battling that guy. And they'll probably give that guy the number 1 opportunity first. They'll give him the opportunity because Howie drafted him, which tells you who controls the roster. Nick don't control that roster. Howie does. Even over the coordinators. That move right there shows you more than you ever did. Let me tell you, I told Xander something about our network. Prior to 2021, the operations of the Philadelphia Eagles were thought of in a different light, in my opinion. This may be wrong of me, and this may be my ego. But prior to 2021, I think fans in Philly had a different understanding of how the operations went, that the coach had the autonomy, the coach picked his players, the coach picked his coaches, the coach had a lot of say. That is not anything near the truth. That thing is the furthest from the truth. The coach is a pawn in this thing. Okay? He's a pawn. So Vic had no fucking say in whether or not Isaiah Rodgers should stay. He had no say. Okay? Hey, Sills, is it possible since the Eagles had the number 1 D a year ago with Vic, he decided to torch the D because of the competent Vic and supposedly great offense? Let me think of that again. Hey, Sills, is it possible since the Eagles had the number 1 D last year with Vic, he decided to torch the D because of the Vic and supposedly great offense? Vic is a great coach. And supposedly that offense was going to be with competent players on it and good direction on it. Let me ask you this. My friend, Daff, let me ask you this here. Isn't it funny that they micromanage the offense and they just let Vic go? It's like, hey, you take the used car lot. We got the new car lot over here, and we're going to do this. We're going to handle and take care of the new car lot. Vic, you take care of the used car lot. Cheapest cars on the lot, Vic gets them. You have to sell them, Vic. Over here, and get this. Help me out here. Folks, am I right when I say this? They hired the more competent coaches on defense. And why do they hire the less competent coaches on offense? I mean, am I right when I say that? Hey, Carmine, you got Clint Hurt, Bobby King, Christian Parker, Vic Fangio, all these great coaches on that side with lesser talent. That side needs more coaching because there's lesser talent, right? So you feel you can have lesser coaching talent with more football talent? That's so ass backwards. but you also have more control of the offense with lesser people in the building. So let me ask you this. By the way, if you disagree with me on this, have at it. You have lesser qualified coaches on offense and more competent and qualified coaches on defense with lesser talent. All the big talent is on the offensive side, and you give the keys to a guy who's never play called. I mean, could you ever imagine if you left Vic with the great talent he had a year ago? Hey, let me ask you something here. If you brought every guy back on defense a year ago, do you guys think you'd be a top 5 defense right now and that would help your offense out? I do. They gave Vic trash players. They did. You know what? And listen, I hate doing that. They gave him lesser talented players for sure. Off the open page. Fucking crazy. Get this, guys. Does anybody in here believe if Howie thought the D was in good hands, why did they trust to the O to someone who's never called plays in his career? They think talent masks coaching. Steichen and Moore, Super Bowl seasons. Johnson and Patullo, jokes, no balance. I'm going to do something in here. And I'm probably going to make a gigantic mistake in here by doing this. Just to show you that I'm transparent. And I'm fucking like this. Where's that fucking scumbag, LJ? Are you in here? LJ, are you in here, you scumbag? I want to ask you an honest question. Here he is. I'm not reading your shit. Let me ask you something here. Here's a guy that fucking comes in here and guys, I'm not even reading it and I don't care. But I'm going to ask him a question. Do you believe that Howie Roseman, don't ban him. Nobody bans him. Unless he starts doing anyway. LJ, do you believe that the Eagles offered Isaiah Rodgers $7 million a year as a backup fucking player? Let's see what he says. And then after that, you'll know. This guy hates me. I hate him. Do you believe, LJ, just so you know, I'm being transparent here. LJ, do you believe they offered Isaiah Rodgers $7 million as a backup from off last year's team? Do you believe that? Yes or no? Putting stories out, I believe Isaiah took the first deal presented to him. I don't think he gave us a chance to match. That's not what he said. Out of the player's mouth. Again. Out of the player's mouth. It's not what happened. It's not true. That's not what Isaiah said. They never offered him a contract. And when they did offer him one, it was a lowball one at the beginning of the year. The first deal offered to him was from the Eagles, and it was a lowball deal. Wow. You talk about a guy who's got fucking dumb glasses on. Everyone knows the team, when you're still under contract, is going to offer you a lowball deal. Milton Williams has done the same way a year ago. So according to LJ, the Vikings offered him $7 million. Then the Eagles were never in it. So the lowball deal he took then, the $7 million, according to LJ, he took the lowball Vikings $7 million deal. I don't think that's a lowball deal. Not for a guy who was a backup behind Slay and had been suspended the year before. Not happening. Nobody's going to offer a corner who was under suspension for gambling and then was a backup last year, $20 million to play corner? What the fuck do you think he is? Patrick Surtain? You can't be any dumber, dude. Nice try, but no. And if he's right, the lowball deal was $7 million and the Eagles didn't want to match it. Okay. Still don't know why we fired a great coach who won us a Super Bowl for wanting to hire inside, but let goofball Nick do it 2 times. Because, wait, Blaze, you kind of answered it there. You let Nick hire from within, it gives upstairs more control. Bro, if you go out of the building and you hire a guy, he's going to want to bring in what Cliff Kingsbury did. He wanted to bring in some coaches. Eagles ain't going for that. Okay? No way. Dude, the key's the offense for upstairs. They don't give a shit about that defensive side of the ball. You had a generational defensive football team in Philadelphia that even rivaled Gang Green. And you ripped it apart. They would never do that to the offense. Or would they? Topic time. Topic time. Hit the like button, guys. We appreciate it. By the way, today, Greg Coleman, part of the broadcast team for the Minnesota Vikings, Vikings Hall of Famer, will be with us, and we will talk to him about this upcoming Sunday game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. Some people think it's a must-win. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Hey, Sills, Brady described Mitchell as covering dudes with his hands and said he should be like Revis and use his feet to cover wide receivers. What does he mean? Tom Brady said that. Okay, here's why. You get out of position with your hands. You're always trailing. Move your feet more. Play the position. How many people remember Darrelle Revis with that maneuver he had with the sidelines? He used to herd guys to the sidelines, and by the time the development in the route was there, you had this much room to make a play. And he would use his feet to push the guy closer to the sideline. One thing about Darrelle Revis, he wasn't a Deion Sanders guy, but I'll make this point to you. You talk about technique, hand on the back, hand on the front, vision waving, which means, you know, when you're tracking a football and you're looking, go back and look at some of the YouTube film on Revis. Revis would go like this with his hand, and that takes your view and your vision off the ball. It's a small little technique that a veteran guy who can turn and look with his hips and move his feet back, and he would be moving his hands. Why do you think some guys do this? Because wide receivers track the ball, and you're tracking it, and you're putting your hand in front of their face like that. It takes them off the tracking of the ball and catching it. And he is all technique, that guy, and great ability. He was so good, dude. Darrelle Revis was one of the absolutely best corners to ever play in pro football. Reason the Eagles will never hire an experienced offensive coordinator, it means the GM, owner, and analytics department have no say. Bang. Amen. Thank you, Kyle. Absolutely true. Absolutely. Okay? Hey, I'm not sure I read Anthony's $19 one, Xander. I got to make sure that I get that. Anthony sent us 19, and I want to make sure that I get Anthony's 19 here, man. Thank you very much, Anthony. If Howie thought the D was in good hands, why did they trust the O to someone who's never? Oh, we did. I apologize, Xander. Okay, it's a great take, Anthony. Howie doesn't value D till it's gone. Q and Coop next. No, they'll sign them dudes. Hey, Sills, if management wants all the control, why should they even entertain bringing Reich or Peterson back into any capacity? Or is it just for show? No, those guys know how to play. Well, Doug, not so much, but Frank knows the game. Frank knows the game in the front office there. He does. I want to get into something here. And somebody sent this to me. And I want to put this. I don't think you guys are going to be able to hear this. And Dan Orlovsky said this. It's really a great. So I'm going to end it there. The passing game for the Eagles will never get better. It will never get better. And the reason the passing game fails is because the quarterback is just too limited. I mean, it'll never get better. He is without a doubt limited. I've said this for 3 years. He can't throw across the middle of the field. It's impossible for him. They're 5-yard passes to the numbers. Okay? It's 5-yard passes to the numbers. 5-yard passes to the numbers. I'll give you guys didn't hear it. Okay. So Dan Orlovsky said this without the run game. And I'm paraphrasing here. Passing game has no chance to win. They never threaten the middle of the field. And it becomes predictable, and they throw to the numbers. 5-yard passes, 7-yard passes. This is what AJ and Devontae are bitching about. His throw chart this year has almost every number. By the way, this is not an opinion. This is what he's done. Every single pass, 95% of the passes that Hurts has thrown has been 5-yard outs to the numbers. There's like, let me look at that. I'll tell you exactly how many across the middle passes so far this year that he has thrown. I'll count them. On what passes? I think he's thrown like 175 passes so far this year. Across the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jalen Hurts has thrown 5 passes across the middle of the field this year. Out of like 170 attempts. 5. I don't know about you, but if I'm a defensive coordinator, okay, wait a minute. Here. Sil's still talking down Hurts. Typical Sills. I'm talking about why your passing game won't get fucking better. Well, let me ask you this, Marcus. You think that I want to double check on how many attempts that he's had. Let's take a look at this. Talking down? Who in the fuck wouldn't talk down to that fucking bullshit passing game of yours? It's pathetic. How many passing attempts does this kid have? He's got 172 passing attempts. He's completed 5 passes to the middle of the field. You think that number's normal? You think that number's normal? Marcus? No. I'm looking at it right now. You say 12? I see all the numbers. There's the hash. I'm looking at this chart on Get Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 completions so far this year out of 171 attempts. What do you make of that number? 5 completions in 6 games across the middle of the field. That's a trend, friends. Get this. That's KP's fault. No, it's not. It's quarterback's fault. Audible out of it, guy. Jalen Hurts said the offense is going to look the way he wants it to look. This guy wants Kevin Patullo to be a fucking fall guy for a guy who's not capable of making plays across the middle of the field. Typical. Watch this. Typical Hurts bender of the knee. Dude, the numbers speak for themselves. This guy's got 5 completions in 6 ball games across the middle of the field. And he wants to call that on Kevin Patullo. That's on the fucking quarterback. Either audible out of it, guy, or make them design better plays, or hire a better fucking coach. So what the fuck does KP do? Because he can't adjust. Well, adjusting, you're correct. Who said he was a play caller? Nick? That's where you're right, Marcus. He can't adjust like Kellen could a year ago because Kellen was an experienced play calling coordinator. He's not. You're right here, Marcus. When it comes to adjusting, he can't. He's not capable because he's never done it. And if he's starting to do it, it's because he's a training wheels. Dude, you know that driver's ed class you guys took in high school? That's what he is. He's in driver's ed. He's learning how to make left-hand turns while you're driving. This guy is learning to make left-hand turns. Right. Jalen Hurts is not a consistent passer. What's wrong with saying that? I don't know. By the way, D. Reddick, you play that guy like you did in 22 or that style, and hey, how about this? You know what Xander says all the time? 22's long gone. Fuck that. Evolve 22. Brady evolved his offense. You mean to tell me, hey, 2022, long gone, fuck it. Why couldn't you evolve that offense for the kid? He was spectacular in it. He played like it in the Super Bowl 11 months ago, like 22. Why can't you evolve that offense? Fuck it, it's gone. I've never heard such a thing. Well, Sills, the NFL has evolved, and you didn't. Typical legal development of their quarterbacks. Ask Carson Wentz. Fucking stupid conversations with that stuff constantly aggravates me because the number one thing that you had to do was evolve the damn offense for 22 because the kid, that's where he excels. He doesn't excel in throwing the football. Still, should the coaches be forcing him to throw into the... No. He shouldn't be taught to throw across the middle. You know why? That's not what he does, and that's not what he wants to do. The quarterback is limited. Everyone been said Jalen isn't the best passer, but he still wins. He wins when he's a dual threat. Yes. He's not dual threat right now. Dude, hey, Marcus, there's no doubt you've won a ton of ball games this year. The only reason you won them is because of Jalen. But you won them because he won them with his legs, not with his arm. I agree. Throwing over the middle of the field is a struggle, but it's because he can't read defenses, or is it Jalen's trying to be conservative? Both. What happens when you throw across the middle of the field? Tip passes, throws behind the shoulder. Let me ask you something, guys. This is the simplest thing I can tell you. Throwing it across the middle is where most interceptions happen. Why does Jalen throw to the numbers? By the way, he's going to continue to get worse because he's continuing to be more and more predictable. He may have a lesser lifeline as a quarterback in Philadelphia than Carson Wentz did. Unless he evolves this thing. Why do you think he throws to the numbers and 95% of his throws? Why do you think? Because he's got the sidelines. If he makes a poor throw, the chances of a turnover are less because you've got the sideline. So if he overthrows it to the out of bounds, not to a guy in the middle of the field who could make a play on it. That's right, Wayne. It's safer. It's safer. Elizabeth asks, what's the solution? Easy. Go back to those RPOs and put the game more in his hands. How's your golden boy, Josh Allen, playing right now? Spectacular. Spectacular. Josh Allen's playing spectacular football. For what he has up there, nobody's questioning Josh Allen. Josh Allen's carrying a shitty roster. He has nothing. There's no A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith or Saquon Barkley or Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata in Buffalo. What the fuck are you talking about, guy? That guy is the Buffalo Bills. You know what's funny? Everyone's saying for the Eagles to get back on their way, it's not the quarterback to play better. It's for the run game to play better. Think about that. People in Philly are saying for the offense to look better, the fucking running game has to get better. That's not what they're saying in Buffalo. I mean, that guy's got a fucking roster of nobodies. Says he's limited, but don't you have to stretch yourself to grow? Yeah, well, a little, yeah. Can he become okay at? Yeah. Listen, Brady developed himself into becoming a great passer because he worked at it every year. Okay, every year he worked at it. Brady wasn't the same kind of passer that, dude, Tom Brady was never in the conversation with Aaron Rodgers on throwing the football. They pay Josh Allen $330 million to carry the team, and he can't. Help him out a little more, guy. Get some players. Same thing with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow going to a Super Bowl was unbelievable. The Bengals he took. The fucking Bengals. You know what, guys? You can make all the excuses you want. Hurts has the biggest and most talented roster in pro football right now, and he sucks as a He sucks as a passer, not a quarterback. He sucks as a passer. Let me ask you something, too. Let me give you a for instance. How many people in here think in his day, Matthew Stafford was and is one of the greatest throwers of the football in the league? How many people think that? I'm going to make a reference to you here. How many people believe that Stafford's one of the truly greatest throwers of the football? Yes? Okay. He's really great. Great thrower of the football. Nobody here would say that Jared Goff. Nobody would say that Jared Goff is in that conversation, right? Okay. Well, how come in Detroit, Jared Goff is outperforming Matthew Stafford? And it's been an upgrade. They're winning more. It's been an upgrade. Has it not? It's been an upgrade. They've won more ball games. Look at the turnaround. It's been an upgrade. They actually got a better quarterback than Stafford. Why? The team's better and coaches. Huh. So you mean, wait a minute. You put a lot of better players in Detroit around the quarterback. And the quarterback is going up there and winning with the players around him. Oh, I think they have a great OC. OC has not been a factor. They're 4-2. I don't think that OC difference with Johnson not being there. I think Johnny Morton's done a great job. I got to tell you this. Hank Fraley, that offensive line coach, is giving Jeff Stoutland a run for his fucking money when it comes to being the best offensive line coach in football. That guy's lost 3 offensive linemen and an all-pro center, all-world center. And they got one of the best balanced attacks in pro football right now. How many years would you give Hurts until his legs aren't a threat anymore? Maybe. Hank Fraley, that offensive line coach in Detroit, dude, that guy's kicking ass up there. He is a great O-line coach. I mean, he's making chicken shit in the chicken soup up there. Just a tremendous job of coaching. Fucking guy can coach. Very underrated. Seattle tried poaching him a year ago to be the OC, but Detroit came in and gave him more money. Watch every Hurts game since he was 18 years old. Amazing to see how much he's improved his strengths. But his biggest flaw still remains since he was 18. Can't read post-snap and holding on to the ball. I agree, man. Those are traits I think that are so difficult to break. Holding on to the ball because you're not trusting your eyes. Okay? Yes. Good one. And thank you, JD3. A passing game is just not going to get better. And like I said, the conversation in Philadelphia is not about the quarterback playing better. It's about the old line playing better. And it's about the run game getting better. You don't hear that in places that have these high-powered quarterbacks. Quarterback's got to play. Lamar Jackson's got to play better and be healthier in Baltimore. By the way, there's a problem that you have that the Eagles are a fear of right there. Every time that Lamar takes off running, there's the damages you take with a dual-threat guy. His ceiling's not high. That guy will be out of the league in 5 years. You know why? Because of the style of play. That's what the Eagles are trying to fight against. But he's limited. Let's just say this. If Jalen Hurts didn't have wheels, it's over. I'd fire him tomorrow. Still's wages going on with Baltimore. Baltimore right now, again, this is the quarterback. And the offense is getting off too many 3-and-outs. Same thing in Philly. Too many 3-and-outs. And the defense on the field. And then they had some injuries at key positions. And they're getting worn down. Well, as we would say, they're getting Chip Kelly'd. Hurts has got to be perfect for you haters to give him props. Once again, I don't give a fuck if his name is Bert or Hurts. I don't fall in love with these fucking guys. I could give a shit about him. Dude, really, I don't care about Jalen Hurts. I don't care about Josh Allen. I care when teams win. I don't give a shit about him. Perfect? How about better than 30th ranked? Dude, the guy for the last year and a half has been hanging around the 30th best offensive passing attack. Last year, you guys could use the excuse that you had an epic run game. Now the epic run game, by the way, I'm proven right again from last year. Remember I kept telling you they stopped throwing the ball because they didn't trust the quarterback. You know what the excuse was last year by all the honks in Philly? Well, we had an iconic run game, so we didn't have to throw. That's gone. That's not true. That was a lie. Not a lie. That turned out to not be true. It's not a lie. That turned out not to be true. Because when the quarterback has been remember when Xander said it? The Eagles are going to have a different approach this year because teams are going to flood the box. Remember he said that? How many times did he come at me with that and come back and say, Hurts is going to have to throw the ball this year because they're going to flood the lanes. Okay? Well, they did, and he can't. I'm not sure what else to say. And I knew he can't. I know he couldn't. What else is there to say? Help me out here. Well, I mean, hey, by the way, I'm not going to say this come Monday. Well, shit, they beat the Minnesota Vikings. You're not that good for me to sit there and say you should be blowing teams out. You're just not that good. You're like every other team in the NFC that's a contender right now. You know what Howie did? Howie put 2 holes in your stern and took on water, and your boat's sinking, but not going down. And now you're at the same level of the other boats in the race. He gave himself a handicap this year. He handicapped the team by not retooling it because he was thinking of 26-27. The question for the Eagles is going to be the most important thing I'll say here. How much water did the Eagles take on that they can't overcome the boat going down? End of story. He decided to take some water on, knowing full well it was going to even the game a little bit. And he lowered it by, again, not so much self-sabotaging. How he's trying to have his cake and eat it. Dude, I think you guys are going to be great in 27, 20, 26, 27, and 28. I think you're going to be fucking great. I really do. I never thought you were going to be spectacular in 25. I thought you'd be good. And right now, get this. I still think you're good. I still think you're good. I don't think you're a bad team. I do not. What baffles me, at times Hurts calls good checkdowns. Mr. Hill, Jalen's a good football player. He's a good player. He's smart. I mean, he's a good player. We're not talking about just some scrub here. He's a good fucking football player. Now, when you're starting to talk about those high-end guys, he ain't that. But how about this? Hurts is winning with his work ethic, his athleticism, and his brain. He's a smart player. Sills, I agree. Hurts is not a good passer. Never has been a good passer. Question 1. Why assemble a team for a real passer when he's not one? I never got that. Question 2. Where's the coach that developed the passing skills? Same thing Brady says. Where the fuck is the Eagle? Get this. You guys have to go back. I know Xander watched it. Go back and watch that. With Tom Brady's talking about. Xander, am I allowed to play that? That was on the herd. Am I allowed to play that soundbite of Tom Brady and what Brady says? Because everything that Tom Brady was talking about, okay, everything that Brady was talking about in that soundbite is everything that they're not doing. Okay? Everything they're not doing when it comes to developing Jalen Hurts. I got to find this Tom Brady because it's gold. Unfortunately, no. Okay, bro. He's like, when you hire a coordinator, what are they teaching him? Like Let me ask you this. You think Jalen Hurts goes and sits down with Howie Roseman and talks about the opposing team he's playing? I've never heard Jalen say that. Tom Brady says that part of his development was that he had to go to Nick Caserio or to Scott Pioli, and they would sit down and go over film of the players that they were playing, and he would get a scouting report from the personnel people on what their skill set was. Who better to get it from than the scouting department? Not a coach, but a scouting department. Your offensive coordinator knows where he wants to go with the ball because that player's limited. But when you go to a scout and you ask the scout, what's Isaiah's strengths and weaknesses? He's going to tell you what the strengths and weaknesses are. And he's going to know why you want to go there or why you want to throw a certain route. Jalen's not doing any of that. That is so fundamental and so not taught by, I'd say, over 75% of the teams. You know why we know that? Why do you think that line that I just gave you is so true, what I just said, and it's not made up? Okay? Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, pick quarterbacks, Mac Jones, pick anyone. Okay? Any one of those guys. And where they were at their stops, where were they? Were they taught anything? Nope. They weren't. No, Sills, he isn't talking like we are a team that wants to win another Super Bowl. 30th ranked offense isn't an ideal formula to win another ring. Last year, remember this? You were the 29th ranked passing attack in pro football. And you had the number 2 running attack in pro football. And you were like number 8 in total offense because you were so fucking dominant. Here's the biggest issue with Hurts. Brody, thank you, brother. Since week 4 of 21, this team has been running this bubble wrap basic offense. We're in 25, and this man still hasn't mastered it. That ball has to come out quicker. The ball can't come out quicker because he can't read. By the way, Brody, you know, when I kept saying and everyone kept getting mad at me that Jalen Hurts can't read defenses, his pass chart tells you he can't. To the numbers, he's had 5 completions this year out of 171 attempts. So if you calculate that out and prorate that out to 370 or 368, 380, he'll have 11 completions across the middle of the field. If you're a D coordinator, what does that tell you? He's not going to threaten the middle of the field. They barely use Goddard. Isn't it funny? When they use Goddard, he's a fucking weapon. Okay? That this is irrelevant. Get this. You're not seeing. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? This guy's trying to tell you. And you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to tell you, because you're kissing my ass, you're not seeing what you're seeing. He wants you to believe what you're witnessing and watching is not true. Isn't that crazy? Because he loves his guy. Don't let people talk down to you like that. This guy just doesn't want to have his golden goose or his baby Jesus talk shit on. We're equal opportunity offenders here, Junior. And your guy's going to get hammered when he blows. Like it or not, I don't give a shit. But you're not going to sit in here and tell me or anyone in here, we're not seeing what he's doing. And for you to sit there and kiss this guy's ass because you like him. And Marcus wants you to believe, get this, Marcus wants you to believe what you're watching right now, you're not seeing. Like, hide your eyes. Let's see what else this guy says. He says, what's you to believe Hurts is not good and can't adjust after all he's accomplished? My friend, they're not allowing that. And he's not allowing that. Why do you think Barry Bonds took steroids? Because Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were getting all the headlines. Jalen Hurts wants the headlines with all the big passers, wants to be acknowledged in that same context. He's not. He never will be. He doesn't, I'm sure, except sometimes that the uglier the offense in Philly, the better success you have. Not the more aesthetic by throwing the ball. Hurts doesn't like how people look at him in his game. I think that's got a lot to do with his ego. Because when we talk about the greatest passers in the game, he ain't it. And I bet you $100 million that bugs him. Like it would anyone else. Every time he steps to the microphone, he's questioned about the passing. Let me ask, Xander knows this more than I do. Hey, Xander, anyone who's a Bama fan, has Jalen Hurts been questioned about his passing game since 2013? Every year of his career, he's been questioned about the passing game. Who cares about the greatest passer? Who's winning is the question. Well, when you take him out of that winning formula, he blows, and you're not in that winning formula. I think you're misunderstanding me here, Marcus. When Jalen Hurts is in a winning formula where he's running and he's an RPO, yeah, it's so winnable. But when you put him in where you last two games, they had to pass the ball. He lost both games. So when they relied on him, when you didn't have that run game, hell, you don't even have a Miles Sanders run game right now. Shit, you don't even have a DeAndre Swift run game. The formula, all I hear is, I heard Greg Coleman say this. The problems are in the offensive line. They need a run game to get the quarterback going. Wow. Quarterback doesn't have to play any better than what he is because the quarterback can't. Wow. This has really been a really tough conversation for many people today. It's been all week, actually, the last 2 weeks. Okay? Eagles have played 58 games in the last 33 seasons. Absolutely true. That is a great take. Yes, sir. Yes. Ton of games. Can't wait till Ray Didinger comes on. No Filter Sills changed the name of the show. That's awesome. Hey, Mr. Hill, thank you. Yeah, dude, I can't thank Ray Didinger enough for the kind compliments. He didn't have to say that. We got one of the most popular shows in Philly. Guy sending me one of his encyclopedias. He goes, I want you to have this. And I'm like, Ray, because he got a lot of Jerome Brown pictures in it. I said, well, as long as you have a lot of pictures, period, in it, I'm good. He started laughing. He goes, I'll come on after the play runs its course. And he's been on already. We'll do it again. It's a privilege, man, that Ray and Angelo and Howard and all these guys come on the program. Because you know why? They can come on the program and say what they want. How in the hell is Jalen Hurts saying this week, we are still searching for identity? 7th game of the season, and veteran-ass offense doesn't know what their identity is. I'll tell you something about Senor. Senor's in the conversation with many of the guys in here. And what I dig about the people in here, you go after my takes. Or you agree or you disagree. This guy's a really good football guy here. So many good football guys in here. Sills, bust versus Super Bowl MVP. Not even in the same world. Sills, a bust versus a Super Bowl MVP. Not even in the same world. Got to give me more context. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. With the right play calling, Hurts is MVP candidate. That's right. That's right. Yes. Right play caller. Good run game. Yeah. He's back in that conversation. Yes. I hope you're understanding. They're just not coaching him right. Okay? Hurts has earned some grace. Yes. Actually, guys, I'm not in that room of benching this guy. I'm in the room of saying he's not playing well. Let's not go crazy here. This is not Tanner McKee hour. That's not what this is. Nobody's saying that here. I'm not. Have you heard me say play Tanner McKee? I don't know if I've ever said that. I've never said bench the kid. Unless I may have slipped. Sills, I think he's calling you a bust. Well, if you think that 3 years in the NFL, and that's the average length of an NFL career, is a bust, okay. I was an average NFL guy. I'm all right being one of 29,000 men in 107 years. Sure. I'm good with that. I have absolutely no problem. Haven't been one of the guys drafted in the league? Yeah, no problem. So I was an average NFL guy. All right. You got me. Hurts has earned some grace. He has. No other great quarterback has gone through this kind of turnaround and still wins. Imagine if Shane Steichen was here. Okay, to go back to what Xander said, 22 is gone. Do you think Shane Steichen would have – well, wait. Shane Steichen's running the same offense. He ran with Jalen Hurts, but he's evolved that offense with Daniel Jones. I mean, right? Daniel Jones is running it. Is he not? They tried drafting a guy to that 22 offense, did they not? And Anthony Richardson? Danny Dimes looks like a Super Bowl MVP. Wait a minute. Danny Dimes is a Super Bowl MVP. And he had a quarterback that played that same style who was an MVP. What was that guy's name? Jalen Hurts. That's right. Gee, he's evolved that offense for Danny Dimes, has he not? Danny Dimes. He saved Danny Dimes' career. Sills, at this point, we're leaving Super Bowl on the table with Howie's cheapness. Yes. Lack of evolution in Jalen's game and no proper coaching. Gardner Minshew was a Pro Bowler under Shane Steichen. Yeah. The best coach the guy ever fucking had was Steichen in 2022. You know why you can't see that 2022 in Philly? Because they don't have any competent coaches that know how to coach that style. He was the only style that knew how to coach Jalen. Nick Sirianni's polluted that 22 offense by adding too much passing to it. I'll bet you if you ask Shane Steichen what's wrong with Hurts, he knows exactly what's wrong with Hurts. Dude, you need a Miles Sanders running attack. You need a DeAndre Swift type running attack. You don't need to have a Barkley running attack. You just need to have a competent running attack right now. Yeah, he just won the MVP a year ago. And he won more ball games without him. He didn't need Diggs. Get this. Couldn't do it with Diggs. What are you talking about? He won the fucking MVP last year without Diggs. Yeah, that's right. They took Diggs away from him last year because they traded his ass, dummy. A fucking stupid take. You're right. That'd be like taking A.J. Brown off the team. Talk about a fucking horrible take. No doubt about it. I agree. I bet you the Eagle playbook. Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, is this what you're saying? Hey, senor, that's as big as the Eagle playbook right there. Yeah, that's pretty fucking funny. That's pretty fucking funny. What would Big Sills' PFF grade be? God forbid. Be terrible. AJ not on the team. Will suck worse. Okay. He's playing great. Only thing they have in Buffalo. Funny thing is, you see this guy here? Your quarterback's playing like shit and you're 4-2. Josh Allen has to play like a hero every week, or they're dog shit. Your quarterback can look like dog shit every week. And get this, you're still 4-2. What's that tell you? Thank you very much, Marcus. Your guy don't have to be good for you to have a good record. And this guy's really, hey, you talk about content. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That's great content. Look how he's playing now. Well, they are 4-2. I get it. Thank God he's there. Your guy could play like dog shit, and you're still 4-2. Told you, same size as my. Oh my God, my Oak Lane Wildcats 1981 Al Bundy playbook. I love it. Didn't Sills say the reason we won those 4 games because of Hurts? Absolutely, because he took off running. I'm talking more about the passing game, and I'm talking more about the overall offense. I'm not wavering on that. I said it earlier today, too. There's no question, man. You're winning games because the guy was moving out his wheels. He ain't winning because of his arm. He's winning because he's moving on his and moving with his wheels. Absolutely. You notice the more he runs, the more you win. The less he runs, the less you win. I don't know. Dude, I'm watching the same shit you are. You just like this Marcus guy have a little like blow up doll in his bed that he hugs every night before he goes to bed and says, "Good night, Jaywin." I mean, there's the only difference. You and I are seeing the same thing, but Marcus lays down in his bed with his blow up doll that's got number 1 on it going, "Jaywin, they're treating you bad. It's okay. I'm here, Big Papa, here to protect you." All right. Good night. I love you too. I love you too. Yeah. Go have another fucking meeting. This time in the John. Maybe that's what the Eagles ought to do. The next meeting they should should be in the toilet at the NovaCare. You know, when they're all sitting around and taking a shit there, you know? The next stall you look over, "Hey, man, you need to get that ball 25 yards down the field." Yeah, maybe. Yeah, wait a minute. Hang in there. Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, hey, I'll get back to you. Hey, Devontae, you in here? Yeah. All right, what do you think? Hang on, I'll be back with you in a minute. Next meeting you should be in the shit house. That's the only place it's worthy of any kind of context. Another meeting, this time in the shit house at NovaCare. Bob Lane can't come in. Maybe he would. Bob Lane could be out front of the doors on the shit house, on the stalls. But make sure, hey, Bob, listen, I'm kind of busy right now. Wait, you got to say this. When you get up there in front of people, just remember that this was in Nick's office, not in the shit house. Oh, my God. Next meeting's in the shit house. Let's assume that this team turns it around. It will be based on talent and not the coaching. Of course it is. That will feed into the philosophy issue. Nothing will be fixed. Correct. That's right. Hey, Bob, they're doomed if they do, and they're doomed if they don't. Oh, by the way, if that defense doesn't play well this year, you think they'll blame Vic? They ain't blaming Howie. Vic's the worst thing you can have in the building. You know why? You can't change the narrative on Vic Fangio's resume. But them inexperienced nobodies, you could fire them like mowing lawns. See, on the offensive side, you can mow the lawn and just get rid of that coordinator and go, well, he sucked. He was first-year guy. There's an excuse. What's Howie's excuse for failing on the evaluating? By the way, that's why the Isaiah Rodgers story came out. Make Howie look better. I offered him. Hey, I offered him competitive money. No, you didn't. The player even said you didn't. Who are you blaming? There ain't no Brian Johnson over there. Are you going to turn around? If Vic Fangio's defense falls on its face this year because of the lack of talent, it ain't current. That same defensive coaching staff won you a Super Bowl. What's the difference? Well, the players you knocked off the team, the blowtorch. The blowtorch defense. What's your excuse? Howie's the only one. Same coaching staff came back. Did you lose any coaches? I don't think you did. Christian Parker's back. Bobby King's back. Clint Hurt's back. Vic's back. I don't think you lost a coach, right? What's the excuse? What's the excuse? Howie. Hey, Bob, how you covering this one? Lie after lie is what they'll do. You didn't replace Milton. You didn't replace Josh. All the things we chronicled for you in this past offseason, where you thought we were just throwing topics at you, all that shit's coming back to be true. Everything we said has come back to be true. My question was, do you think they'd replace Kevin Patullo by week 6? Maybe it was 8. I don't remember. We said Keely Ringo would never keep that job. Nobody in the planet you were going to replace Milton Williams and Josh Sweat. And you haven't replaced CJ. Certainly not Slay. Dude, the biggest drop-off is Slay. And the biggest undervaluation, it's threefold. It's in your D-line. It's Milton, it's Josh, and it's Morrow, and it's Hunt, and it's Nolan Smith. Right? Am I right? Hey, Xander, can you put that super up there? For some reason, I'm not able to put that over there. There we go. So Howie Roseman gives Vic Fangio crappy talent to work with. He blames him. It's the equivalent of stealing, but not paying a worker. Correct. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't go over here and use the yeah, I don't know what it is here. Anyway, so yeah. I mean, let's see here. Toy says we hit on Mitchell. It's the mouse. Okay. Hey, you hit on Mitchell. He did. They hit on Mitchell. No question about it. They hit on Mitchell. They did. But you failed on every other position in this offseason. Absolutely true. So, trying to believe Timu and Scraps could replace what we had in 24. A Forrest. No question about that. They thought that they believed in the process is what they did. They believed that they thought that they were going to be able to they thought they were going to be able to just have those Timu signings, and then they were going to be able to do that. Absolutely. Would your PFF grab be better than Mozzie? Yes, it would be better than Mozzie. Yes, it would be. It took him 13 years to hit on a cornerback. Has he hit on an edge rusher yet? How many years has Howie Roseman been the general manager of the team? Has he hit on an edge rusher? Has he hit on a safety? Has he? Sweat? He's gone. Yeah. He did hit on him. Oh, he hit on Milton too. But didn't want to pay him. Sweat? Yeah. 4th rounder. Let him walk. $20 years. By the way, Nolan Smith? If I'm Vic fan, hey, remember when all of you said that Vic wasn't going to play with 3 linebackers? I'll bet you anything they change that thing up a little bit, and you're going to see 3 linebackers on the field. You know why? You don't have a lot of talent over there. You don't have a lot of talent. Guys, remember they go like this. Sills, he's been asked that. Well, circumstances have changed. Tons of talent all over on D. Where? You're getting blasted right now. You don't have a ton of talent on D. Carter, Bond, Campbell, Q, and Cooper. Rest of them you can have. The other 6 you can have. That's pretty good, 5. That's not off. That's good. No depth. You got 5 really good players over there. Yes, you do. Blaze will take that back. But 6 of them you can have. Stop lying, senor. Told you this offseason Fangio is going to play Bond, Campbell, and Dean in a 43. Okay, well, you may have said it too, guy. But I asked the question. So when Dean comes back, you're not going to play him? I'm lying? Why in the fuck would I lie? Bro, making my takes right to cover it with a lie is not something I've ever done in 35 years. I don't fucking lie. For what? A fucking sports take? Dude, you lie to women. You don't lie in your sports take. Are you crazy? I don't mean that, Aunt Betty. Rodgers, Sweat, Becton, those 3 healthy would make a significant difference. Howie wanted to mortgage the 25 season. Yo, hear that as good as Davis started, he's still not better than Carter. Who said that Jordan Davis is having a good year? Oh, he had a couple good games. Okay, great. I said, let's hang in there. Oh, no, this guy's earning his contract. You're like, yeah, okay, well, let's hang in there. I'm not defending Howie, but his thought process is, like you said, Sills, he mortgaged 25 for 26 and 27 because he knows he has to pay Carter, Mitchell, and Dezine. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. But don't sit there and try to tell me that the football team this year is in the I asked almost all of you this question. You think this talent on this football team is close to being 2024? Every one of you, including Emirates, all said it is. It's not. Dude, Mozzie's been better than Carter this year. Jalen Carter has not played well. I think that's why Drew Rosenhaus pulled him out of that Giants game. It still baffles me. It really does. It still fucking baffles me how the Eagles felt so compelled to protect Howie today or yesterday with that bullshit story about Rodgers. They are so anal with how that guy is looked at. It is so important to have the GM look even better than the head coach. The number one person that Jeffrey Lurie wants to protect is not Nick Sirianni, because they'll fire Andy Reid, they'll fire Doug Peterson, and they'll fire that guy too. But when it comes to their boy Howie, that glorified CPA, all hands on deck to protect that guy. It's mind-numbing. I mean, it is mind-numbing how that guy has to have an excuse on why one of the top-rated corners in the NFL this year is Rodgers, and you gambled. Do you know what their problem is? Is that they were wrong on Ringo so bad and wrong on Rodgers so bad, it's magnified because of where their rankings are and the need on the team. Like, Rodgers is going to make the Pro Bowl, maybe all pro. Rodgers is going to make all pro. First, second team, or third team. He's going to make all pro. And you let a guy out of the building, a corner, who in today's market, an all-pro corner is $25 to $30 million. And you let him walk out the building for a competitive $7 million fucking dollars to Minnesota, if that even is true. Hey, Howie, Bob, how do you cover that? Can you imagine if the Pro Bowl team this year, has Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, and Isaiah Rodgers on it? And your defense finishes 25th. And you could have had any one of those guys back. You chose not to. I can't wait to see the propaganda machine hard at work here. Oh my God, this guy must hate my fucking guts in Philly. That Bob Lane guy must hate my fucking guts. Because you know what we do? We point out this shit to you, guy. So you manufactured a freaking story. The dude comes out and says, don't believe the media. Where do you think that came from? Get that? I don't know of very many news sources that, get this, I'm going to bring Xander up here in a minute. How many news sources do you think had a story at the tip of their fingers ready to be released? Hey, Eagles made a move for Isaiah Rodgers, who was a backup in Philly. What a lead story that is. They made that up because the GM going into this game, when he locks down and everyone knows that Isaiah Rodgers, what if Rodgers has 2 picks in this fucking game and takes one back for a pick 6 and wins the game? Holy cow. I can't wait for this game. Xander says it's a must win. You know why I think it's a must-win? Because of these really weird meetings. Seriously, the next meeting they should have is in the shithouse at Novacare. Just have Bob sitting out front of the stalls. You guys done? My God almighty. This is, hey, football gods, you couldn't have placed me in a better place than Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Holy, I even got the legendary sports talkers liking the damn thing. Look at what JAKIB did. They unleashed Big Sills. It's like, I've been like in solitary confinement for fucking 3 years. And all of a sudden the Krausses went, let's get them out of here. And all of a sudden now, Big Bad Sills is all over Philly. How you doing? Without further ado, guy has been pissed off for about 10 days now. I don't know what kind of mood he's in. All I know is this. He was in such a bad mood, he made Philly 500 yesterday in a bad mood. He goes, Janer was so pissed off at the postgame show. I've been pissed off ever since. Yeah. Without further ado, my friend, Big Z, Xander Krauss, joins us now.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Pretty dope about Ray Didinger, huh?
Oh, yeah, man. Ray Didinger is certified in this city, man. I love Ray Didinger. He's a good dude, and he is the godfather of Philly, man. He knows how to talk about these Eagles. So that's pretty dope that he did that for you.
Yeah, man.
By the way, I have it.
Look at that, folks. I can't wait to get that, man. By the way,
sick.
That don't look cheap.
No, it's not cheap at all. It's sick. I mean, you got everything in here. You got best players, best trades. You got the history of the coaches, the GMs, the owners, the stadium, the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets back in the early 1900s. I mean, it's got it all. So it is pretty sweet. And Ray Didinger, I mean, he is the right person to document it. He really is. So it is pretty dope.
I can't wait to hear when he comes on next week. So we're going to get Ray on with us next week, and we'll talk with him. All right, Xander, let's start first with these meetings. I mean, what's the end game to this? Why do I care about this?
I think the meetings are largely just a PR machine. Like, they have meetings every week. John talks about it all the time. Look at an NFL player's schedule. It's like meeting, workout, meeting, field, meeting. It's like they meet all the time.
They do.
So, the Eagles PR knows how to turn on the machine to try and make things look better. It is what it is. They're going to have them every week. What matters is not the smoke and the mirrors. It's what they do on the field. So if things improve, you're going to say, hey, the meeting worked this week, or they had a good conversation, or they came to good solutions. If it doesn't, it's going to look like it did last week. Remember, they had the big meeting with Saquon and AJ and Jalen, and everybody talked about it, and then the offense proceeded to drop 17 points in the New York Football Giants and get blown out of the water. So it doesn't really matter all that much. It is what it is. The meetings are what they are, and the Eagles PR staff knows how to turn it on. They do. And that's what they use them for. And look, there's a lot of simpletons out there who buy it and eat it up and aggregate it and move it all around social media. That's kind of the nature of the beast. I don't care about it at all. I mean, they're going to have them. It's not news that they have them, certainly.
Yeah, but they're trying to make it come off like they had these secret high.
Yeah, like it's some sort of end-all fix for what the problems with the offense are. Like you started your show with the perfect line. Like you're stupid. In the first minute of your show today, you had the perfect line. Does that fix the quarterback getting the ball out on time? Does that fix the shoddy routes? Does that fix the running game? Does that fix the offensive line who can't block right now? I mean, that doesn't fix any of that.
What about the Isaiah Rodgers story that came out?
Who told you on this show yesterday? When I came on the show yesterday, what did I say about that story? And then at night, it got confirmed. Isaiah said exactly what I told you guys. It was a PR story because everybody knows our corners suck right now, especially without Quinyon this week. Keely Ringo has been an objective disaster for this football team. Adoree Jackson, the Temu signing, has done absolutely nothing. And by the way, I think he got 2 or 3 or maybe even $4 million. So you're talking about Isaiah at 7 or Adoree. I mean, so the Eagles know that the hype was going to get around there and see, hey, whoa, look at this miss by Howie. They tried to get ahead of it. And Isaiah didn't take the bait, and in fact, he shot down the bait. And I tried to tell everybody yesterday that was a PR bullshit. And I love Ed Kratz. It has nothing to do with Ed Kratz.
No.
It had nothing to do with Ed Kratz.
No shot at him. No shot at him because you know why? At the end of the day, it's the Eagle PR machine that is releasing those stories.
Yeah, right.
Do you see that chart by Dan
You get to
Orlovsky?
watch one today. Not looking good over there, Big Sills. You always wear that?
No, I don't.
No,
I found my Raymond Wild. So
I looks good, man. I like that one.
Yeah, I like my Raymond Wild there. Yeah, that's one of my Raymond
sweet.
Wilds. So let me go here then. This throw chart. Did you see Dan Orlovsky, what he posted? That 97% of the throws, and he's had 171 throws this year. He's had 5 throws across the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's your take on that?
You know, I was thinking about it, and I brought it up this morning on Xander Time, and I'm like, yeah, it obviously isn't good, but somebody made a comment, and I apologize. I don't know who it was. I don't know where I saw it. Somebody commented, though, to me about the chart. And they said, Xander, if you listen back to your training camp shows with John McMullen, every single day you would ask him, how'd the offense look today? How'd Jalen Hurts look today? And John would say, yeah, a lot of throws to the flats, a lot of underneath stuff, nothing down the field, nothing inside the hash marks, everything outside the numbers. And I'm like, it's what they practiced. It's what they worked on. And now it's what they're doing on offense. So it's like, is this a failure or is this what they want to do? I don't know. I really don't. Is this what they want to do? And if you had the run game, it would work.
Who's they? Hurts or the coordinators?
I don't know. Because another person brought up another point that makes me conflicted on Jalen. You hear the press conference, we played it on the show, where Jalen says, this offense is going to look how Jalen wants it to look. And you're like, all right, clearly Jalen has a say. You look at, what Nick ran in Indy, very different offense, obviously. A lot of signs point to this is tailored to what the quarterback thrives in. And then you hear Jalen after week 3 we're talking to Pam Oliver, we can't play offense like this anymore. So it's like, where is the truth in that conversation? So there's not much clarity there, but I guess you would just describe it as all of them right now. I mean, it's the coaches and it's the quarterback, because until somebody does something different or goes against the grain and changes it, then they're all as one. Now, there's different tiers of blame on where you can put where. I'm a player's first guy as well. So I think Jalen is first there, but it is what it is. This is what they worked on, and this is the shoddy offense that we get. And when you don't have a great running game to help it, it looks like it's looked. This offense looks really bad, though. It looks really bad. And there is one thing I want to say, though, about if they're going to play offense this way, there are certain things that you cannot do that will kill your offense. And one of those things they did in New York, and that was to lose the field position battle. When you're averaging 4.8 yards per offensive play, that's what the Eagles are averaging this year. 4 out of 6 of their drive Sills in the second half started inside their own 12-yard line, and 3 of them started inside their own 10. So when you're getting 4.8 yards per play on offense, okay, and you're starting at your own 10-yard line, everybody do the math.
You're losing field position
to get to the end zone.
You're losing field position.
Your offense is going to stay on the field for 18 plays. That is very rare.
You're losing field position.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can't, if you're going to play with 4.8 yards of carry, not push the ball in chunk plays, not try and, have the ball thrown downfield, you got to win that battle, because you can't march 18 plays, 90 yards with this offense. You know what I mean? So look, I noticed that, and I'm like, you're not going to have drives resulting in points when you're starting at the 10 and you can't get a splash play to save your life. I mean, the only way to score from your own 10 is splash plays, literally.
There's no doubt they're losing first and second down.
Yeah. So I thought that was a key stat. I mean, you can't start that backed up in your own territory. It's a losing battle.
Do you think this is a close game on Sunday?
I do. I mean, I still think we're the better football team in terms of, talent top to bottom on the roster. I think it's a slugfest a little bit not in a high scoring way, more in an old school type of way, where Eagles are probably going to have to beat them on the ground. Okay. Something they've struggled at this year, because their pass defense is really good. and their overall defense is really good. They're the 6th overall defense in the NFL right now. They're also exceptional on third down defense, and the Eagles' offense is 2nd worst in the NFL on offense on third down. And guess who's the 1st worst offense on third down? Minnesota. So both teams suck at third down offense right now. Minnesota's exceptionally good at third down defense. Those third downs are going to be massive in this football game, but I think it's going to be low scoring. And I think the Eagles are going to have to, they're going to have to get going a little bit more because, look, the offense for them is banged up. They're missing offensive linemen. Carson Wentz is injured, right? I mean, he's going to play, I think, but he's got a banged up shoulder. He holds onto the ball, so, you could get sacks on him, even with the depleted pass rush. So if they get, 20-something points and the Eagles got to slug it out, I'm looking at a 23-20, somewhere in that ballpark game here this week.
Guys, do me a favor. We're going to read your super chats and also please hit the like button. Isn't this the wildest statement you could make about the Nick Sirianni era? No matter what they do, no matter how good they play, they will never outrun 23. And the criticism of 23, they will never outrun people referencing the 23 season.
They won't with Jalen and Nick still at the helm.
They're in that era.
Right. Now, if you have enough,
that's been more of a lasting impression.
Well, the only thing that would change
that season, right?
The only thing that would change that narrative more than what you did last year would be melting down and then saving it. Like if you let's say they lose the next 2 games and they go into the bye week at 4-4. Everybody at the bye week is going to be like, this team is collapsing. If they come out of that and go on a run, you probably start to lose that, okay, they're going to collapse, and you more give credit to they're going to figure it out. Because that would be there would be a bigger trend of them figuring it out than them not figuring it out. So I think they still can correct that narrative, but they're not going to get out of it yet. I mean, it only happened 2 seasons ago, So I'm not surprised that they haven't gotten over it. And look, I don't necessarily know that the coaching staff has proven that they're good enough to get over it. I really don't. I mean, they brought in Vic Fangio, and still he looks like the only competent coach right now in the room. Even he, by the way, at the podium, he's the one taking the accountability. I'm like, they deplete this guy's defense. They give him nothing, and he's at the podium. I got to call better plays. Meanwhile, Kevin Patullo can't outproduce Jackson Dart throwing to Wan'Dale Robinson with Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. Think about that for a second. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo with Wan'Dale Robinson and Lil Jordan Humphrey outproduced Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley. That's a joke. That is a joke. And the offensive coach has got to take accountability for that too, as well as the quarterback. So, that's just crazy to think about.
I want you to help me out on something. Why is it so that the higher-ups said, let's have Clint Hurt, Christian Parker, Bobby King, Vic Fangio on the defensive side, deplete the talent on that side, right, have the most competent side in coaching, and then turn around on the offensive side where all the talent is on the roster and have an inexperienced offensive coordinator run that group. It's counter. So wait, where the most talent is, you have the least qualified coordinator, and where you have the less talent, you have the most experienced coordinators. That dynamic doesn't make sense to me. I mean, either that or you don't give a shit about the defensive side of the.
It's Nick's guppy, dude. That's who chose him. Don't blame Howie for Patullo, and don't blame Jeffrey. Now, they authorized it, and maybe they shouldn't have, but a Super Bowl winning coach should have the authorization to pick his offensive coordinator. He picked his buddy. That's what he did. So if you have a problem with,
you didn't learn your lesson from. You didn't learn. If
the point. I guess he didn't.
Okay, but wait. So I think everyone agrees, and I agree with you that I think Brian Johnson, given another year, I'd like to have seen what he could have done.
Johnson was successful. I don't even think that was a bad play.
They didn't think so, but they fucking blew him out. They fired his ass.
Defense. It was the worst defense in football that year.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but dude, they don't see it that way because they fired his ass. My question would be, so okay, if you thought Nick made that move to put him in there with Jalen, Okay. I mean, and then you turned around and you did the same bullshit you did in 23, and you're walking back over that again. Why do you have less competent coaches with more experienced players? Did you think the players were going to overcome Kevin Petullo's growing pains? And you felt because you wanted to grow them, because you wanted to throw Nick a bone? How about this?
You're right. Wait, this is where I'll bail Petullo out.
I'm gonna bail. I'm gonna go like this. And Chip, right? I'm gonna bring it home. If you're telling me that they gave Nick fucking autonomy because he won a Super Bowl, knowing full well that that guy has failed in their eyes by elevating a guy from within, this is on fucking Howie and management for putting that guy in that position that wasn't qualified to coach that talent on that side.
I agree. They should have hired somebody with experience. But let me just push back on one thing real quick. Do you put the offensive line having a down year through 6 games on Kevin Petullo?
No.
Do you put the run concepts and everything in that realm on Kevin Petullo right now?
No, they're running the same concepts they did a year ago. They're just beat up this year.
So here's my point, though. Kellen Moore did nothing for the passing game last year. They were the 31st ranked passing game. By the way, it was all the same things. Everybody tweeting about the routes. You were tweeting about him last year with Kellen Moore. Everybody tweeting about the passing game. You were tweeting about him a year ago with Kellen Moore. The only difference between Kellen Moore and Kevin Petullo right now is Saquon Barkley's production, the running game's production, and the offensive line. So while I do agree you should have went with somebody with experience and you should have hired somebody, you can't just put it all on Petullo.
Well, wait.
Last year, Kellen wasn't impressive.
No shit, he wasn't. We said he did nothing to enhance Jalen Hurts. However, though, you told me at the beginning of the year they're going to have to win differently. And
this is actually a good take right here. We brought up Brian. I do think Brian Johnson was a Hurts guy.
You told me last year you told me at the beginning of this year they're going to have to win different because they're going to flood the lanes when it came to the run game, and they're going to have to. Well, guess what? Okay, if they're going to do that, you knew you were going to have to rely on throwing the ball more, and you still elevated the guy, and the guy doesn't have any play calling experience. I mean, dude, they did it.
No, I might be wrong on stuff, but I've been consistent. You just said it. This is why I put it. Jalen Hurts was going to be an MVP this year because I knew we were going to have to pass the football.
And he can't.
They're not, right? They're struggling at it. That's where I've been wrong. So it is what it is, but it's not all on Petullo. It's not all on Nick. It's also not none of them. That's not 0% on them. It's on them. It's on the quarterback. That's who it's on. All right. When you have an offense that is the highest paid offense in pro football, and you are producing to the tune of 30th in the NFL, okay? And last year there was an excuse. Everybody said, we're 30th because we run. We're 30th because we – all right, well, now you don't run. You don't run. You don't pass. And you don't move the ball at all. And you don't score either, by the way. They're a bad scoring offense as well. So now what's when you have that, coach, quarterback, first two to get blamed in any city. And I think it's even heightened here because of the way they're failing right now. The way they're failing is because they can't get the ball consistently to their playmakers. You're not running the ball. What do you do next? All right, let's try and pass the ball. When you can't pass the ball on zone defenses because you're not getting the ball out on time to AJ and Devontae, you're not going to move the football. So people are honing in on the quarterback. Some people can't handle it. I'm okay with it. He's got to be better. He's either got to be better or the offensive line has to, I don't know, resurrect what they were a year ago.
I've seen some videos of Q. There's no way he's playing Sunday.
I don't know. He was out there again. I'm
watching the video. I'm watching a video right now of him, and he's limping.
Is he? Yeah. Well, I'll see what John says about it too.
Because he's limping around out there right now.
Yeah, not great. Not great. I mean, if you have Ringo and Jackson going up against those guys this weekend, they're going to be a tough game, dude. I mean, I still feel like we could win the game, but the offense would have to have somebody said this morning, Jalen's going to have a Pittsburgh game like he had last year. If you got no Quinion this weekend, that's the only way we're going to win is if he has that game.
Why haven't they put Cooper out there?
They maybe they will. Look, desperate times call for desperate measures. It's one thing to say, hey, I'm not doing that when you don't have these injuries and you don't have this inept, play on the field. I said the same thing about Campbell and Bond. Now there's talk, hey, maybe they do float out to the edge. A couple weeks ago, they weren't going to do that. Now I've been up here, by the way. One other thing I was thinking about. Because of the defensive setup right now, I understand that Vic Fangio laughed at the 3-4 defense. And I understand it's a little outdated in today's day and age, and 4 linebackers doesn't make entire sense. But when you have 0 edge rushers, like we literally have Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari and Jalix Hunt as our edge rushers right now. That's the equivalent of a shoddy group of edge rushers.
Oh, completely.
And you have a very strong linebacker core. Should we be looking at, drop Jalix into the second off-ball linebacker, put Bond on the edge, and put Dean at the mic and Campbell at the will? I get it. I'm just wondering, is that something you got to think about?
I keep asking all year long. So you're telling me you're going to put one of your better football players on the bench and put one of your biggest stiffs on the field and play?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't even like bringing it up.
That makes sense to me.
I don't even like bringing it up, though, because Vic got asked about it, and he laughed at the guy. He literally said, 3-4? You mean like a traditional 3-4? And he laughed. He chuckled and said, no, not in today's game. Because you can't have 4 linebackers on the field. But Jahad Campbell, someone just pointed out in the chat,
3.
Dude, his coverage grades right now are best linebacker in football. Now, it's a smaller sample size. It's 6 games so far. But, I mean, if you got a guy who can play linebacker as fast, as long as, has strength and is good in coverage or good enough in coverage, wouldn't you rather do that and have Bond off the edge?
Bond would be the guy, not Campbell.
Yeah, right. Bond would be the guy off the edge. I guess he'd probably play the will then. I said that wrong. He'd probably be the will. Put Jalen at the Sam and put, N'Kobe as your Mike linebacker, and your second off ball is Jahad Campbell.
See, I'm going to put people in those type of positions when I'm going to ask you to play a different position. I'm going to go off of football IQ. And to me, Bond has a bigger IQ, NFL IQ right now than Campbell.
Yeah,
Campbell may have more ability, but Bond has more football IQ right now. So he's going out there, in my opinion, at the edge out there. I mean, boy, this is going to be a tough one, man. This is going to be a game. Do you still believe that it's a must-win game?
I mean, to some extent, I do. I mean, if you drop – and
what's the context of that?
People are going to take that like – obviously, it's not a must-win game. You're going to be 4-3. I mean, it's not like the season is over at 4-3. I'm just saying this team has had extremes. Like you go to 23. 23 is interesting. It's like you start out 10-1. It's not like you started out 7-4 or 8-3. 10-1. So the extreme good, and then they go 1-7 or 1-6. The extreme, the opposite end. Last year, 2-2 ugly. 16 straight or whatever it was. This team, they play to extremes. And my point is, if you drop another game and confidence in the room
to an NFC team,
right, confidence in the room depletes a little bit more. People start wondering what the direction of the team is getting closer to the bye week. I do think you're in a mode where, because you're so talented, sometimes it can almost work against yourself if you don't live up to it, And that's my fear, not my fear, but it's my thought process on if they drop this game, you're way too close to this thing falling off the rails. Now, it depends also the game. Like if you lose like you did to the Giants, yeah, it's going to be ugly. If you lose a close one at the buzzer, that's a different type of
they're
loss.
good too.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Well, they're good when you're hurt like this.
Yeah, they're missing offensive linemen. They're not that good. They're missing Andrew Van Ginkel, probably one of their best defensive players. They can't stop the run to save their life. I mean, they got good pass rush, but they're a solid team. Like they're not that good. They're not.
You mean they're like the Broncos?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They're a solid squad.
Okay. A Bronco team won too, right?
Yeah.
How close do you think Nick Sirianni is to losing that locker room?
I don't think that close. I don't. I don't know. A lot of these guys, How quick can you lose a locker room after a Super Bowl? Quick?
Yeah.
So you don't think he's earned the pedigree or earned up the real estate or the stock yet for that to be like a real staying power type of, type
why
of
he
hold
can't?
yet? No, I'm
Because
not saying he can't lose the locker room. I'm saying I don't think he would through 7 weeks of this year.
You know why he doesn't have that gigantic equity? Because he doesn't really have say overall in the direction of the franchise.
And also it's the
or his
extreme that we
locker room.
just talked about.
What's that?
It's the extremes too. It's
Right.
either boom or bust,
And that means you have lack of control of your destiny. Is because personnel decisions are made differently. Certain coordinators are hired and fired without anything. I mean, Nick, his number one control is the locker room. Well, dude, now you got people whispering to the media saying this feels like 23.
Yeah, well, that's why I brought it up about the must win. I mean, if you're getting that, and Jeremy Fowler, by the way, is a good reporter. I mean, I know people might not like him because he chirped their favorite team.
That's not Big Sills.
Yeah, he's a good reporter.
Yeah.
He's not putting out bullshit. So somebody said that to him, and that shows you where the extremes are on this team. I mean, if you're either boom or bust. And that's why I said, I mean, if you lose this game, I'm sure there will be a contingency of people in the locker room who think it's a lot closer to the bust than it is to the boom, But it also is about the way you lose. If you lose in a nail biter, you might still be able to say, all right, we're close. We're close. If you get blown out 2 weeks in a row, that's going to be a bad look. All right.
Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. Don't forget, we're going to read your supers here. I got a couple more here for Big Z. So who's Howie Roseman going to blame on the defense if this thing ends up blowing up on D? Because you have all the experienced coaches on that side of the ball, and guess what? You don't have any first-year, non-first-time play-calling D coordinators like Sean Desai. You got none of that over there. You got a 45-year veteran dude that just won himself a fucking Super Bowl. How is Howie and how are the Eagles going to take that when the one thing that John said a lot of really good things this offseason. One of them was the Temu signings. That thing is stuck, and it has stuck, and now it's getting exposed. Bro, this has got, as much as that guy was a grand slam a year ago, Howie's got nobody to blame but him. He's got to take complete accountability of that side of the football if that thing ends up falling on its face. Do you not agree? Because Vic's not going to be the reason here.
I don't always think you have genius takes, but I think this was a genius take by you. And this is exactly why you saw that report yesterday, because there's way more damage control needed on defense than there is on offense. Because like you said, just like they did in 23, they were the number 8th ranked offense in 23. They were good in the red zone. They were good on third down. They were decent passing. They were great running. They scapegoated Brian. They have literally the whole city still thinks Brian Johnson sucks.
I know.
He still isn't an offensive coordinator again because they made him look that bad. They can do that very easily to Kevin Petula. They cannot do that to Vic Fangio, like you said. Now they're putting, we tried to sign Isaiah. We tried to sign. And by the way, you know what's even worse? One of the other reasons that we didn't sign some of these guys is because, we thought, Jalen Carr's going to get this max deal. Nolan Smith's going to get $25 million. Oh, is Nolan Smith, you paying Nolan 25 right now?
Oh, no.
Are you making Jalen Carter the highest paid defensive tackle in football?
The next debate with Ian Ewer is going to be that one there. I mean, no.
Yeah, he's not playing like that right now. I'm just saying, we right now the misevaluation on defense is egregious.
Do you think he's playing himself into a position where they only pick up the 5th-year option?
No, I don't. Because he's going to be too expensive down the road.
Is he?
Yeah. Dude, Milton is he better than Milton was? Yeah. Milton got 27. That's what I mean. Like, that position is so well paid that they're not going to play that game too close. I do. I think they're going to pay him. I just don't think they're going to. I thought they would do very Eagles fashion, make him the highest paid DT in football. I don't know if they go that level unless he really comes alive this year.
What if he plays? What did he say?
He was ripping into Carter yesterday.
Carter's not playing well.
somebody was defending him on WIP, and Baldy was like, "Stop sugarcoating it. He has not impacted 0 games."
0 games. Baldinger emailed
I think
me.
Baldy went a little far. I think he impacts games, and I think you could see that last week.
Baldinger on Thursday night last, he texted me. He goes, "Are you watching Carter?" And I said, "No." He goes like this, "Yeah, he's not playing." I go, "I know." He goes,
You should get Baldy back on.
"I'm gonna."
He's excellent on the offense too.
I'll get. Yeah, he comes up.
He doesn't filter. He knows what he's saying.
And then he goes, "Did you see him in the previous game?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Dude, this guy has not played very well this year. He just not has played well." And I go, "Yeah, I didn't think he played all that terrible in the Rams game. I thought he was okay in that Rams game." He goes, "Yeah, Sills, he's getting blocked. He's not in shape." And I'm going to say it one more time to you. With not having Milton Williams next to him and not having Josh on that line, dude, those other guys are playing great. He's not. It's impacted him more, those guys not being there, than those other guys being here. It's impacted him more.
Yeah.
Those guys are going other places. Now, Xander, the expectations on some of those other places like Arizona, but New England, again, I mean, he's playing all pro football up there, Milton Williams. I mean, are you really going to give that guy a 3-year, $35 million contract extension after the way you want to play right now?
Like, what's your alternative? They're going to pay him, I think.
5th-year option.
And
plus that gives me more latitude to gather my thoughts and if I need to make adjustments.
The only dude who had a good offseason right now, it looks to me, the only dude who really had a good offseason post-Super Bowl was might be Jordan Davis, who showed up and actually looked like he did some shit this offseason.
He's playing okay.
Right? I'm not even talking about the play. I'm talking about he at least prepped.
Yeah.
He at least did what he needed to do in the offseason to show up ready to go. Jalen Carter, I mean, sometimes I don't know. He looks like he's fat and slow out there sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, and remember, he's probably been like when you were, for example, when you were dominating people at the University of Miami, you could probably eat a couple crimpets that night and it didn't matter. When you get to the pros,
devil dogs.
Right, because you're younger, your body, your metabolism's fast as shit. You're a dominant player at a different level where players just aren't as good as you. Then you get to the pros and you're like, holy shit, I better get to the weight room, man. I need to go for a jog this morning. It's like that. So,
I'm running at 3 a.m. Hey, in the pros, I'm running at Xander. In the pros, I'm running at 3 a.m. at night.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's my point. I don't know, man. Carter hasn't been as dominant as I was hoping for. That's for sure.
Still time.
By the way, he also, I know, if you don't think Jeffrey Lurie is going to use,
oh yeah, of course,
how he will use the spitting on Dak Prescott. Believe me, how many times do we talk about the PR staff on this? Guys, they hated that. The very first play of the 2025 National Football League season, which is much anticipated because of obviously the wait for football. The very first, the Eagles didn't even take a snap, and their player got thrown out for spitting on the quarterback. That was as bad of a start to the season as Jeffrey Lurie could imagine. I loved it too, Easy. You just can't get caught as right. I don't have a problem. I mean, I don't love it, but it is what it is. It's football. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to sit up here, oh my gosh, be respectful. No, it's not a respectful game. It's violent. It's football warfare. But
I got people on my X account right now posting the Eagles are going to make sure pretty soon you don't have a job, Sileo. And I'm going like, and I went,
how are they going to make sure that?
But no, they're going to do everything they can here, man. Because, bro, one thing I got to tell you about our channel, dude. It really is the only place in Philadelphia that you get a chance to, really talk sports again, like it used to be in your market. Where guess what? Nobody's talking about benching Jalen Hurts here. I mean, we're not. I mean, Howard threw something up because he wants to get ahead of something because he sees something coming. That's a brilliant.
That's what we are. It's an unfiltered conversation. Nothing is off the table, whereas other places, a lot of things are off the table.
But get this. Howard did – see, you know what makes Howard great? He threw an innocuous topic out that might land. Okay,
I'm
and
telling you, yeah, that thing is going to look like a good take in a couple of weeks.
let me tell you something. If that thing lands, okay, so let's
Yeah,
play
you see how many views that thing's up to on Instagram? It's got like 200,000 views on Instagram. It's got like another 100,000 on Facebook.
I know.
Twitter, I think, did a couple $100,000 on that account.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Because people are now looking at that going, that's bullshit. Then they go, well, I don't know. Okay, what kind of game does Jalen have to play Sunday?
Jalen needs to have a big game Sunday, man.
Big game means what?
Well, it depends. Are they going to try and run the football in this team?
Yes.
So you either got to get the running game going, or if that doesn't work, then you're going to have to play ball. I mean, you're going to have to get AJ Devontae involved. You're going to have to move the football. You got to get rid of these 3 and outs that look pitiful. I mean, you got to correct some of the things that make this offense look so stale and so stagnant and so inept at times. I mean, just the fact that we have an offense that ever looks inept. I mean, seriously, it's one thing to have a bad stretch. To look inept with AJ and Devontae and Saquon and all these playmakers, I mean, it boggles people's minds. So I think they got to show a little bit. So they got to show like they're going. They need to show some identity. Do you know what the Eagles' offense is in 26 yet?
No.
Nobody fucking does.
It's a bunch of hurt dudes. Is Landon playing Sunday?
I don't know. He's out of practice again. They shouldn't rush him back.
And so you may not have Landon and Q in this game. And that means you have Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo at corner. And then Aziza Ojulari and Jalix Hunt at your edges. Dude, this
look at Blaze. I know what it is. It's dog shit.
Dude, I don't know. I might pick the Vikings.
I was thinking you would pick the Vikings.
I might, because
I can't. What am I going to do? Sit up here. What leg do I have to stand? How could you pick the Vikings? What do you mean? Our offense stinks. Our defense is falling apart.
These stupid fucking meetings.
Yeah, dude, that's for the simpletons. It is. It's what it is. It's for the simpletons.
Look how, hey, in all the years I've known you, man, I've never seen you more pissed off in the last 10 days.
Dude, I was saying that this morning. Like normally, I'm like,
you have not been in a good mood.
No, I haven't. You've been feeling my wrath, haven't you? I mean, I haven't been in a great mood.
You've been such an asshole. Philly 500 felt it.
I know he did. He was texting me last night. He was walking on eggshells. I'm like, shit, sorry, Bravo.
He was like, hey, dude, I watched Xander on the postgame show. Holy shit, I was so pissed off. I was like walking around my house, like hollering at people yesterday. All right, dog, let's get to some of these supers, dude.
All right, dude. We don't have anybody at 4:30, do we?
No, 5:30. We have Greg Coleman, part of the broadcast team for the Vikings.
My boy, NJ.
Hey, real quick. How good do you think they are, the Vikings? Would you say they were? They were a good team. Like they were kind of like Denver.
Right now, they're 25th on offense and 6th overall on defense statistically. They're graded out, not very high on PFF. If you like to use PFF, they're not graded offensively or defensively great. They have wins over the Bengals, the Browns. And I forget who their week 1 win was. And then they lost to like the Falcons and the who the hell else did they lose to? I'll have to look. But they're an okay team. They're not really.
Oh, the Bears.
The Bears, that's right. The Bears, that's right. So look. They won versus the Bears, the Bengals, and the Browns. They lost to the Steelers and the Falcons. So I mean, look, they're losing the better games, and they're not
they're not an upper level team.
They're also missing a lot of the guys that make them good. Like Andrew Van Ginkel probably won't play. He's a big part of the reason that defense is so good. A lot of the O-line is injured. You know what I mean? Carson Wentz is even a little bit banged up. JJ McCarthy is we'd rather him play. So, they're not that good. But
what do you make of
we put out that clip yesterday?
Before we read Maniac here, what do you make of Wentz playing Sunday? I mean, as a That's
I mean,
the guy.
look, it's water under the bridge at this point. I mean, look, I got a lot of love for Wentz. We don't have a Super Bowl. We don't have our first Super Bowl in the mantle without him. But it is what it is. I mean, it's over with now. You know, I've always wished him well. I've always think he's meant well. I don't think he handled everything great here, but shit, get in line, man. We're all human beings. He was like a 26, 27-year-old dude at the time. I'm sure he looks back and wishes he did some things different. But at the end of the day, he's one of our best draft picks ever. He is. Second overall pick. Went on to lead us to an 11-2 start. We went and won the Super Bowl that year. So it's unfortunate the way it ended, but at the end of the day, I still have a lot of respect for Carson Wentz, and I hope he has a shitty game on Sunday.
Let's read these supers, dog.
All right. NJ says, appreciate you, Big Z, my man. Big Sills, you're all right in my book. All right, good stuff, NJ. Everybody should go over and subscribe to the #1 fisherman on YouTube. And that is the legendary NJ Fishing Maniac. So I'm watching his channel the other day.
I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to subscribe for him. Go ahead. Let me hear you.
So I'm watching his channel the other day. And I'm like, what's this video? It pops up on my feed. Yelling at a Karen. I'm telling you right now, NJ, I was so proud of you. This guy's fishing on a bridge. You know, he's on land. There's people out in the water. He takes 4 steps to his left. Some asshole in a kayak starts chirping at him. And NJ doesn't just say, shut up. NJ sounds off on this guy. I moved 4 feet to my left. You're in a fucking kayak. Shut up, man. I mean, it was an excellent short. So he's a great guy. He's been.
I just subscribed. Make sure you guys subscribe to us as well. I just subscribed. Hey, NJ Fishing Maniac, I just subscribed to your channel. All right, so you got big sales now. Every time now a notification comes up, I'm going to have to check you out now. So congratulations. So he's just screaming at people like me?
Well, not all the time, but he has. He has that in him. He's got that in him, for sure. But now his channel's growing. He's a really cool dude, man. Kyle says, I can find 2 drug addicts in Kensington that can play better cornerback than Adderall Jackson and Keely Bingo.
Adderall,
shit, Kyle.
Adderall Jackson.
Kyle, you got to keep these things on the rail, dudes. On the rail.
Adderall Jackson. Oh, my God. That's fucking classic, man.
NJ, go ahead and drop your link in the chat there, buddy.
Hey, man.
Here's Slade.
Bro, wait. I got to tell you, man. You guys fucking, man. You just people are miserable in Philly.
You're
just miserable motherfucker.
You know, we were all acting. I know everybody's mad at me. Some people are mad at me this week because I've been negative. Oh. You know, the way we've acted for the last year is not really Philly, okay? I know it's been high and we win every week and we won a Super Bowl and we're the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's not really the Philadelphia that I grew up in or have been accustomed to, okay? We are used to being miserable. I almost feel more natural to be back angry on the show. But, no, it's a great life. It is. We're enjoying it. We're enjoying it.
Being in here and talking to Philly people, it's like being at my house. If my aunt's not crying, leaving on a holiday, it was never a good holiday. Hey, right. Let's read more here.
My boy Mike, what's up, Mike? Mike Berghorst checking in. Xander Stills, great show, helps pass the time while I'm driving across the country. That's my boy Mike.
That's dope, Mike. That's dope. Thank you,
Mike,
bro.
I met at the parade, Big Sills. Him, his wife, and his sons. Mike's a trucker from Detroit. He's a legendary guy. He's been a supporter of ours for a long time. He's a JAKIB legend member.
Thank you.
Mike, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, my man. Blaze says, we need to put Coop outside and McWilliams in the slot.
Why is that so hard?
What do you think McWilliams is going to be? And because Fangio plays quarters coverage. He loves quarters coverage. He's like the inventor almost of quarters coverage. You know, you need a good slot. You need a good nickel corner. All right. We don't play those cover 2 or, you know, like we play nickel. We need a good slot corner on the field.
Okay. Follow me here though. If you put Dean out there and you have Dean, Campbell, and Bond in the middle of the zone, and you protect the number with Cooper, aren't you covering that safety and that slot safety? If he's not as talented as Cooper, when you have a guy in underneath on the bottom of that zone, that you have better guys rolling around in that zone and you keep everything inside and those guys can make tackles, it just makes more sense to get Dean on the field.
I get that.
Instead of having shitty safeties back there.
It's also a much easier argument now, with the injuries.
It is.
So,
and the production, too. By the way, you know who else is hurting this whole thing? Reed Blankenship's production.
Oh, he stinks this year. I'm so sick of it.
Also hurt that secondary big time.
Oh, my God. Reed Blankenship has been objectively ass cheeks this year.
Yeah,
he has. He's been terrible. That guy played himself out of a contract, maybe.
He may have played himself. Out of Philly.
Maybe. Blaze, I'll say this to you. A couple weeks ago, I don't think I would have been able to say there's a chance. I think now with where we are and with the injuries, nothing's off the table. With the defenses, the coverages, the schemes, the whatever they're going to run, who they're going to play where. I would say nothing's off the table. Let's see what Vic ends up doing.
Does that include bringing Gardner Johnson back?
I don't think they're going to do that.
So that's off the table, in your opinion?
Yeah, I was more talking about within the defense.
Yeah, what they have now.
Moving players around, right? Maybe you do a 4-3, something like that, a hybrid 4-3.
What if they get cooked this weekend?
If who gets cooked?
Eagles get cooked in the secondary this weekend.
What do you mean if? You mean when?
All right. When they get cooked by Jefferson and Addison. You think that changes the conversation? Because Vic's changed.
It depends. Is it between the 20s or is it for points? Is it between the 20s? Vic will live with it.
All right. I'm just saying, dude.
Here's Big Fish. Let's see what Big Fish has to say. Big fish, little boat. That's not to be confused with the fish on the end of NJ Fishing Maniac's rod. Kellen knew when to call plays, though. That's the difference.
It is.
I agree.
Here's the difference in the play calling this year and the coordinator this year, Kevin Patullo. When the running game didn't work, what did Kellen do in the Super Bowl? He turned Jalen Hurts into a passing Super Bowl MVP.
Not really, but
he won the MVP. They didn't run the ball that well.
Dude, Mahomes
they threw the ball
to the third quarter.
What?
Mahomes didn't get past midfield to the third quarter.
Okay, but who won the I'm telling. Well,
I get it. I'm just saying. It's not like
the difference is this year. The difference is this year. Kevin can't do that.
People conflate it just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Jalen Hurts had 220 passing yards in the game.
Oh, God.
And he had 72 rushing yards. He had a good game. He had an amazing game. I'm not saying he didn't.
Sweat was the MVP.
Defensive line was the MVP.
Okay, sure. That guy's in there. So you traded the defensive MVP of the Super Bowl away to the New England Patriots.
We're not discrediting Hurts, Trag. Shut up, Trag.
Discrediting Hurts? No way, not him. God,
Big
man.
Trag is gonna become big fat.
I have never
big fat. No, I won't
I've never seen so many people get butthurt anytime you say.
Look at this dickhead. Look at what a fake dude. Yo, Perez, lick my tape, dick. Shut up, you bitch.
There's my favorite one.
Fuck you. Richard says, Big Z, Big Sills, could they move Carter to edge? Well, you maybe could if you ran the 43, if you think about it.
And you had Booker.
Think about it. Your 3 DTs in the 43 would be, or in the 34 would be Davis in the middle, Carter on the left end, and Ajomo on the right end. And then you got your two overhang linebackers. I don't know, man.
If you ran a 43, okay, your Carter and Davis inside, which sounds great. Your edge rushers are Bond, your DE, Bond, and I guess you're going to have to play Hunt up there. And this is what I like. You put Nadine in the middle at Mike. You put N'Kobe and Campbell. I don't know how that – look at this. Bond at edge, Carter, Davis, and Hunt. Hunt's the weakest one.
Dude.
Oh, wait. Then you have at your linebackers, you have Dean, you have Campbell. Those would be your guys in them. How does that sound bad?
Doesn't.
I think it's better than what you got right now going on.
Look at everybody. Everybody's so mad at me. Guys, Hurts played great in the Super Bowl. I know he did. I'm just saying, it's not like you threw for 450 and you threw
Sileo.
for 220. You threw for 220, dude. I mean, he had an all right game. The defense didn't let Mahomes pass midfield, for 10 straight drives.
Look at that. You got a new name.
I can't wait for like 10 years from now. Hopefully I'm still alive. I can't wait. I think we're going to look back at this era of the Eagles a lot differently than we talk about it now. I do.
What do you mean? In what way?
Don't make me say that.
Please. In what way?
Let's just see how it plays out.
No. You're not kidding.
Yes. I'm Humpty Dumpty, and I'm sitting on the wall. I'm not giving you anything yet, all right? Let's just see how it plays out.
Oh, my God. So I'll ask you the question I asked you yesterday. You think this feels more like 24 than 23?
23. I already told you this, but let's see. Let's see if they win on Sunday, and Jalen Hurts comes out and proves all the Jalenites right. Then we're gonna be having a different discussion.
Dude, come on, man. I know you don't believe that dude's gonna turn around and throw for 338 on Sunday.
Yeah, well, he has. I tell you what, Jalen does have a propensity to have a random massive game, and it typically comes when the calls are the loudest. So,
I think I got an idea why the Eagles aren't playing very well. Ever since you put the JAKIB hat on and took the Rue hats off.
No.
Look, folks, do me a favor. Look at this guy here. Look at his face.
I'll rock one right now.
Hey, when he turns and looks, look at it. Look at him right now. Look at Xander, how fucking aggravated he is.
What are you talking about, Sills? You telling me the hat switch? You telling me I got to go hat switch to save the year?
Yeah, I like the hat switch, actually. I do. Dude,
going already. Young Joe, that shit is cooked.
All the worrying he has over his channel. This fucking guy. This guy sleeps like Elon Musk, 2 hours a night.
I'm good, man. I feel good. I tell you what, Eagles got to get a win this weekend, don't they?
You know what they have to do? And you in Philly 500 said it perfectly. No, they don't. You know what they have to do? Don't get your ass kicked. And don't quit. Do me a favor. Do that. And you know what? You're going to win a lot more games this year. Dude, you're not aggravated because they lost. You're aggravated because
let's play some scenario games first.
Okay, wait. You're aggravated because they quit. They quit, which is number one, and they got their ass kicked.
If they win, let's play some scenarios.
Okay.
If they win 37-17, Saquon goes over 100. AJ's dancing his way into an end zone with a big smile on his face. Devontae catches a deep ball. If they win 37-17, what's the narrative come Monday morning?
The headline will be back on track.
Agreed.
Okay. Give me another scenario. The other way.
They lose 37-17.
The rails and the wheels have fucking fallen off.
All right, now what if they win 20-17?
Eagles tough a win out after a tough week.
So a bullshit narrative. If they lose 20-17.
Eagles have lost their winning ways.
Good answers on all four.
The headline
I hate to do it. I hate to say it to everybody, but I've always been honest with everybody. I do have a business now. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the most beneficial is for us?
They get beat 40-0.
No. It's one of the blowouts. It's either the big blowout for the win or the big blowout for the loss.
Let me tell you something. If you get blown out by the Minnesota Vikings, people are going to be on that bridge of yours that goes into downtown, and they're going to be sitting there walking across with picket signs, fire fucking everyone.
I'll tell you what, I think the worst case scenario, obviously, would if it's 37-17, we can't throw the ball, we can't get the run game going. Holy shit, dude. This town's gonna go bonkers. They are. I know this town. It's gonna go bonkers.
You think if they lose like that and this thing implodes, like not quite 23, but it implodes, they get knocked out in a wild card. What do you think that means for Nick? Nick's built up equity. He's got it. There's no question. But what do you think that does for them? You think there's massive changes in the offense?
If they get blown out?
No, if they get knocked out in the wild card.
Probably. It depends. It all depends how it looks. I'm telling you, it's like this team, the ownership and the front office.
You fired Andy and you fired Doug. That guy's not safe.
Yeah, but Doug collapsed that year.
He did.
Had a
4-win team. Had a 4-win team at the end.
It's bad. The team was depleted, but I digress. They had no offensive line left.
What's Howie's accountability?
Oh, Howie's got to be somewhat accountable. Do we really think this team is going to collapse, though? No, they're too good, right? They can't. What level of collapse could we have?
Okay, well, I'll tell you this. I guarantee you there's no way on the planet of all the teams you were going to play this year, you didn't think you'd get your faces kicked in by the Giants, did you?
Look at this asshole. This team just won their second title. They can get smashed every week. Who cares? What a bitch comment.
Man. Holy cow. Bro, they do need they need a win. It was a trap game, Sills. Are you trying to tell me the New York Shitty Giants is a trap game?
Dude, Island, there's no justifying that game. Dude, the offense with Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo outperformed the Jalen Hurts-led offense with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley. I mean, stop. This offense is underperforming so bad it's painful. Even M. Reyes has moved the needle to, this is just part of it. You know, it used to be 52-3 every week. We would never lose a football game. Now it's just like, oh, my God, you're a bad fan if you talk about it. It's just a part of it. No, it's not just a part of it.
So I
the
wrote
offense is 30th in pro football, guys.
I wrote these. Say that again because this goes in. I wrote, what did you just say about the offense? 30th?
30th in pro football.
Okay, so I wrote down the 4 best quarterbacks in the NFC East.
Oh, gosh. I was hoping you didn't bring this topic up. I was hoping you didn't bring this topic up.
The 4th best quarterback.
I will recuse myself from this topic.
Here are the 4th best quarterbacks in the NFC East. I wrote down Daniels, Dak, Dart, Hurts.
Oh, no. Dak is better than Daniels right now, too.
What's that?
Dak is better than Daniels right now.
Okay, you could go Dak, Daniels, Dart, Hurts, or
I refuse.
Wait, you could do this. Okay, let's go Dak. Let's go Daniels, Hurts, and if you want, you go Dart because he's a rookie. You put him 4th. But if we're going on a week basis, you're probably going to go. You're going to go Dart, Dak, Daniels, and fucking Hurts. Oh my God. This guy's the worst quarterback in the NFC fucking East right now. Holy shit.
Please stop, man. Please.
Fucking Sam Howell's better.
Dude,
Oh
come
my
on, man.
God.
Come on.
What a
I'll give you
topic.
my list on the full body of work, full careers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hurts is on top on that one.
Hurts, Dak, Daniels, Dart.
Hey, look at the way he just saved that. What about in 2025? By the way,
25, it ain't good.
is
25
it,
Hurts is
is,
fourth.
is it Dart 2-1 now or 3-1 as a starter?
2-1, yeah.
2-1.
With wins over the Chargers and the Eagles and a loss to the Saints. Someone explain that one to me.
That's the giant roster right now.
I know,
So wait
but
a minute.
the Saints and beat the Chargers and the Eagles.
Dart is a better player right now.
Bro, if we're going off just 25, I like don't know how you put Hurts above 4. You like can't.
No, you can't. He's fourth.
Yeah.
He's the fourth best quarterback in 2025.
Look at
Right
you on. I'm honestly surprised that Sills put Hurts in the top 4. Look at how much fun he's having. He brought up this topic and literally became the Joker up there. He is cracking up.
I am. Bro, I don't know.
Come on, Jalen.
Come on, Jalen. Dude, if I were you, man, I'd keep rooting for that Bama team. I'd root for this fucking
Dude, Ty Simpson might be the leader in the Heisman race right now, apparently.
In my vote, if I had to give the vote right
You have a vote, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Heisman Trophy vote. So if I'm going to do that, who do you think the best team in the NFC is right now?
Best team in the NFC right now is the Bucs.
They play Detroit on Monday.
Yeah. Even if they lose that game, they might hold that title because they are so depleted and they keep winning.
Yes, sir. That is the proper way of looking at that right now, is how you just looked at it. So here's my voting right now. It's Ty Simpson. I've got Carson Beck. Dude, that kid, Fernando Mendoza, that kid from Indiana, I got him third.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
He's playing really good.
I got the Southern Cal quarterback, number 4. I got Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, 5th.
Yeah, he's a stud, that kid, man. That kid, Jeremiah Smith.
Would you trade up? Would you trade up next year and draft him and then move AJ?
No. I wouldn't.
So you're not moving.
You want to give me Ty Simpson?
you're not.
Give me Ty. Give me Ty with AJ.
Hey, do you think that AJ?
Wait, no. We got to follow through though. If you're going to say get rid of AJ for Jeremiah Smith, is Jalen still the quarterback? I mean, what changes? You can't really upgrade AJ Brown.
You're right. You can't get rid of.
You're not upgrading AJ Brown.
No. You're right. You can't get rid of AJ and then keep Hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Here, by the way,
if AJ Brown can't get the ball,
that's right. This kid's not. Here's if you were to trade AJ Brown, how real do you think that is that they would trade him before November 4th?
What's that? Say that again.
So if you wanted to do this, say you called the Browns and you go like this, I'll trade you AJ Brown, Myles Garrett, and we'll give you a 3. Would you take on that contract?
No.
No,
I want Myles Garrett, but I don't. We have offensive problems.
Yeah, but could be resolved by defense.
No.
Like it was a year ago. Remember something. Your problems are health.
Bro, our offensive problems are a lot bigger than anybody is leading on. We have been. This is the second straight year.
They're the same problem you had a year ago.
In passing the football.
But you had the same problems a year ago.
Yeah, but we ran like we ran better than any team in history.
Your problems are in the run game.
I understand that, but you're not bringing back that 24 run game, dude.
Well, then you're in a lot of trouble. If you're not bringing that back, you're in a lot of trouble, bro. Okay, here's what you have with if you were to move AJ.
Dude, if they trade AJ for Trey Hendrickson will not do for this team what you think, Emrayes. That is not a good trade.
AJ's this. New team acquires AJ in 25, $780K GDD. In 2026, it's $29 million. In 2027, it's $21 million. In 28, it's $32 million. In 2029, it's 31. Dead cap 25 would be, if you traded AJ, your dead cap in 25 this year would be 16.7. 26.
Dude, wait. I just want to run through something. Why does everybody go to AJ? Like you got right now, you have a dead deer on the road, right? You have a dead deer. Instead of like moving it to the side or resuscitating it or doing what you can, you got a baseball bat and you just. What does this offense look without AJ? We're the 30th ranked offense. Now you want to get rid of AJ Brown? We can't get worse. You're beating the dead horse.
Well, then
you can't make the offense worse.
Well, then the only other guy to get rid of is the quarterback.
They're not moving. That's why they're not moving anybody in offense.
All right, there you have it.
Curtis, I guess, brings up a good point. We can't really get worse, so maybe it doesn't matter.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Xander, does he make a move by November 4th? Does Howie make a move by the 4th?
He makes a move. I don't know how big, though.
No splash move.
AJ is not holding the team back emotionally, Boulevard. That is an insane comment, and you know I love you.
Okay, then who's hurting the team more, AJ or Hurts?
I don't think either of them. I mean, I think Jalen is hindering the offense right now because his skill set's not being put in the – he's not able to use his skill set properly because the team can't run. And when you can't run, you got to get the ball out quick and throw the ball. You got
two problems here. You got two problems here.
Too, but yeah.
Okay? You got two problems. Two guys don't fit. One, it's like, which one would you rather live with? Would you rather live with Hurts?
Two guys don't fit. Who?
I'm going to tell you right here. Look,
right.
This offense that you have right now with all these skilled players.
Let me grab a drink. It'll take me 2 seconds.
And all this passing, and all these passing guys that you have, and you don't have a passer. Who's the one guy that doesn't fit? Dude, the one guy that doesn't fit is the quarterback. Everyone else fits. Everyone else fits. Quarterback doesn't fit.
Well, he fit when we can run.
Well, he never will fit when you throw.
I'm not saying he will.
Well, then why have AJ? What's the point?
I've been asking that question.
What's the point of having these guys and all these all-skilled guys when you don't use them and you're 30th last year?
We ran through this exercise after Howard Eskin put it up. Okay, we ran through this exact exercise. What's a better offense? Okay. Any other quarterback with the skill position guys we have, or the current offense as it stands today without A.J. Brown?
Oh, you're right. I don't want AJ not on that team. But I'd rather get rid of Hurts before I get rid of AJ. Wait, here's the topic.
I disagree.
Who's more expendable, AJ or Hurts? It's a fucking MVP. You know it's Hurts.
There's a lot of different factors to that, though. The MVP.
Really? Help me out on the factors.
I'm talking about the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh no. Hey, Bob Lang, help me out on this one here because I want to know. I mean, he's the most expendable guy. You can get rid of fucking Hurts.
All right, let's do a poll in the chat. Let's do a poll.
I love that topic. Who's more expendable, Hurts or AJ?
I'm putting it in the chat, so get ready to answer it, shitheads.
Hold on here. Who is more?
Wait, let me post it in the chat.
Okay.
Well, you can post on your Twitter. Who is more expendable? A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts.
who the Eagles offense. How are you wording it? Because I'm going to tag
You just
you.
put who is more expendable.
Okay, who is more expendable? I put to the Eagles offense. Hurts, Jalen Hurts, or A.J. Brown? Who do you think?
I think Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's a lot of people will get mad at me for saying that, but it's also partly the way of the offense that they've embraced. They've embraced an offense that doesn't rely on a quarterback. I mean, if you look around the league, most offenses don't
get
have
hammered for that.
What's that?
You're getting hammered for that one.
I don't give a shit. That's the truth. They built an offense that it doesn't rely on great quarterback play. Most offenses do. Buffalo does. Look at Baltimore without their quarterback. I mean, Joe Burrow, obviously, in Cincinnati. Look at Baker Mayfield. What would that team do with a shoddy quarterback? I mean, the Eagles didn't build that way. They've opted to build a different way on offense. And Jalen Hurts has willingly signed up and willingly taken on that role.
And is
Jimmy doesn't like drinking. Dude, I'm drinking a seltzer water.
What'd you think he was drinking a tequila?
I guess I cracked the can, so people thought I was.
Bro,
it's not a Red Bull.
Jalen Hurts is more expendable.
Sig Lord, I think people know what expendable means. They might not.
Bro, I got to tell you, man.
Wait, answer this, though. Because this has to be factored in. If you're going to have that conversation, Howie Roseman got a number 1 overall pick for Carson Wentz. What would you get for Jalen and what would you get for AJ? AJ, I don't even think you're getting a 1. He's a 28-year-old receiver who's making $32 million.
You're not getting a 1 for him.
Jalen, you could maybe get 2 1s if you get a dumb team.
Like the Jets?
Exactly.
And they're high picks.
Dude, I got a better one. What about the Steelers?
No way.
After Aaron Rodgers?
Steelers aren't going to trade their picks away. That's not what they do.
No.
Now, environment has changed in the NFL today. And they've been struggling to find a guy to replace Ben Roethlisberger. And maybe they would go down that lane because you know why? Mike Tomlin loves the guy. And Mike Tomlin doesn't have a lot more time in that building. He's not going to sit around and want to develop a young quarterback.
Underdog right? Says, what are some of the dumber GMs? What can we realistically get back for Jalen? Serious question. I think you can fleece a GM to get a number 1 and maybe a conditional 2.
I think you could probably get a number 1 and a conditional 1.
Well, that's what I meant. A 2 that could become a 1.
That could become a 1. Like
Steven says he wouldn't trade either. All right, well then you're going to have to live with the 30th ranked offense and hope our running game and hope our defense can lead us to more wins.
That's right. You're going to have to hope that the run game turns around.
We have too much evidence that this team is not going to be a good passing game.
Correct. And quite frankly, it never was going to be.
I know, Curtis. It is fantasy land. It's sports talk. It's fun.
I got another one for you. Help me out on this. You said 2022, that offense is long gone, right?
Oh, that thing is so history. I don't even remember what it looked like. Can barely even smell the thing.
All right. It's pretty funny that how Shane Steichen's evolved that offense in Indianapolis and made that 2022 offense with Danny Dimes. I mean,
I knew you were going to say that.
Why didn't they evolve that 22 offense like Steichen has? They haven't evolved. Yeah, because they didn't hire a guy that was in the same conversation.
I don't know why they didn't. I think it's because the owner dreams of a pass game like he has for years. That's what the owner has always wanted.
Do you think how much do you think
the Super Bowl lid?
Oh man, I love that.
Remind
That's a great
me.
looking hat.
Maybe it'll bring back some positive energy to the show.
Bro, that's a great looking hat. Let me ask you this. What do you think the owner's patience level is right now?
Low. Very low.
Low. With who?
Very low.
With who? With who?
The whole thing. Specifically the offense and the coaching staff on the offense. Because let's be real, Howie and Lurie's not doing anything to Howie. Lurie and Howie are butt buddies.
No way. That ain't
and I
happening.
can't blame him for that. He's done a good job.
I think he will criticize him, though, for the defensive not being able to retool that defensive side of the ball. But the scapegoat again will be Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, well, it's like you pointed out earlier. It's very easy to scapegoat somebody on the offense.
You think Nick lose some of his equity in the locker room? You think he's lost any of his equity in the locker room right now?
Nick? Nah, not yet.
Or is it still
Faber says the owner picked Hurts. Faber, that's not what happened. Okay. The owner likes Hurts. The owner did not pick Hurts to be the starting quarterback of the football team. That is not what happened, Faber. Thank you. Do not spread that bullshit. That is not what happened. The owner has dreamed since he bought the team in 96 or 98 or 94, whenever the hell it was.
I believe it was 94.
Huh?
94, I believe.
Yeah. So he's been dreaming of having a high-flying passing attack for years.
Dude, do me a favor. Stop with this fucking Trey Hendrickson stuff. Not you.
I don't even think Trey Hendrickson's the right fit.
Here, get this. So he's being held out because the Bengals are shopping him. He's not hurt. He's 31 years old. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, he now, would you do this? Would you trade for Trey Hendrickson, give him a 3, have him as a rental for the remainder of the year, pick up the remaining part of his contract, and then let him walk? Or try to trade him in March?
I don't think he's the fix. Again, everybody's focused on the defense. I understand the defense has problems. Maybe we have to be because we can't expect the offense to get better, and the only way to win is if you have a dominant defense. Maybe we're right.
So you think there's more of a need of something on offense than the edges?
No, I just think the offense needs to play fucking better, dude. Doesn't matter. You could trade for TJ Watt right now. If the offense isn't playing better than 30th, they're not doing shit.
Hey, I'd just be, dude. All right. Big
Shout out
Z.
to whoever just became a member on the JAKIB website.
Who did?
Michael Doherty. Thank you, Michael. I don't know if you're in here, but I appreciate it.
Bro, it's going to be.
Did we finish the supers? We get distracted, man.
I don't know. Did we? I don't even know if we did.
Here's NJ. Sills is loving every damn second of this. I'm laughing my ass off to all of it. Best show on YouTube. Looking forward every day to it. Thank you, NJ. Richard says, as an Eagles fan for more than 25 years, Big Z, I feel your anger. But I think this team needs an angry fan base to kick their ass into shape. Well, Richard, hopefully they're listening to me.
Well, no, they have it. How much do you think the owner listens to the fan base?
I think he hears everything. He's very interested in it. I have that on good authority. He's not the type of owner that just doesn't read anything. He knows what people are saying. He probably has checked in on our shows before many times.
How about, let me ask you, do you think that
the owner, I have this too on good authority. When John made the aloof comment on Jalen Hurts, the owner knew about that.
Oh my God. Oh, they watch this channel and they watch our shows like hawks right now. Because you know why? It's the only place you're going to get unfiltered. That's what JAKIB is right now. It's just unfiltered. And boy, I'll tell you what
it's so weird because I didn't set out with this business to
Of course you don't.
We just want to talk sports.
Can I tell you why?
Don't tell me what to talk about.
Wait, you know what it is? People don't like the truth. They'd rather be lied to. That's the being polarizing is telling the truth. You know how to piss someone off the most? Tell the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
Just tell them the truth.
It's true.
I never knew what being, people go, still you're controversial. I go, no, I'm not. I don't do this.
Hey, you're a little controversial.
No. Wait, know this. Wait a minute. Maybe. Listen, I don't
just a little bit, Sileo.
I don't sit up at night going, what will piss people off? I do this. Oh, this truth bug here is going to aggravate people.
Look,
watch this. Your quarterback can't read defenses. He holds the ball too long, and he doesn't really throw across the middle of the field. That's going to aggravate people because it's going to make them go, you don't think he's a good quarterback. I said, I didn't say that. I said he's not a good passer. And that bugs people. They don't like to hear it. We got some supers, dude. We're just bullshitting here.
We got a bunch of supers. JD, what up, brother? I'm glad we are having these convos. Fans need to hear this because I bet Larry and Howie are having these same talks.
I bet they are too.
I agree. No, well, there's an alarming part of that of are they unhappy and are they going to make a big move? And then there's a very real part of that, JD, where they never stop having these conversations.
Yes.
Especially a GM like Howie. All right. I am going to give Howie credit here. Howie does a lot of good things as a general manager. He thinks about all of these things. All right. Look at DC Mike. I'm not even these are my favorite kind of people because we do want to reach sports fans. Obviously we're Eagles based, but I'm not even an Eagles fan and I love this channel. That's appreciated.
That is one of my favorite topics. I love that kind of, because that's exactly what we do here too, man. We're trying to be entertaining for all.
Well, yeah, and you don't want someone that's a fan because they agree with you all the time. Because then you're bound to lose them. You know what I mean? You want somebody who's here to have sports talk.
That's why I married my old lady. She never agrees with me.
Jason Aking says the difference for a poll question: AJ is generational and harder to find. That hurts.
No,
it's just the truth, and I'm a Hurts fan. Since he took over.
Jason, look at all the wide receivers that have been dealt that are the premier wide receivers. Those guys are a dime a dozen now in the league. Finding an elite quarterback is impossible. Name me a guy right now that's one of the top 10. AJ's been traded. Devontae Adams has been traded. Tyreek Hill's been traded. Go down the list of all the great wideouts. DK Metcalf's been traded. All these guys that are making all the big, gigantic money. Stephon Diggs has been traded.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of wideouts.
That have
to
been
Jason's point,
second or third teams.
Our fix on this team is not getting rid of AJ Brown. If anybody I'm not even calling to trade Jalen Hurts at all. I'm not. I know some people want me to. I'm not. But if you think getting rid of AJ Brown is going to help this offense in any way, you are batshit insane. Okay? If you can't pass the ball with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, sir, if you can't pass the ball with them, you can't pass the ball with anybody. And I mean that in the realest sense of the word.
Would you trade Jalen Hurts for Caleb Williams?
Oh, God. Wait. Chip, don't make me rip you, Chip. Chip, please. He says it worked with KC.
KC's got Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, Chip. Are you kidding me?
You're not Chip. You're not comparing Jalen Hurts with K. You're not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, are you?
Can you imagine Patrick Mahomes with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith? He throws the Juju
and Saquon.
Oh my gosh! And this O-line, dude, that would be nuts.
The question would be whether or not every year they go undefeated.
Yeah, it would be. That's how good they'd be.
It would be like, how many games do you think they lose this year? 2, 1?
I'm predicting a big game this weekend for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, me too. I'm predicting.
Phil just breaks into laughter the minute I say that.
Hey, I'm expecting a very, very big game too for Jalen Hurts. You bet I am.
To the tune of what? 142?
No, 243 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and 3 picks.
No. Man.
Well, wait. Okay, well, I can't wait to see them trying to throw the ball against Brian Flores.
They're not going to throw well this weekend. John says, how we plan destroy the defense and evaluate Hurts time.
No way.
You saying
11 months ago, you won the fucking parade. You were in a parade 11 months.
Xander, have you watched this team like everyone else? By what standard are they good? You mean on paper? Because they're not on the field. Yeah, I mean on paper. I mean they're the number one paid offense in football, dude. That's the whole reason for the anger, is that on the field, they're dog shit. They're the most expensive offense in pro football.
Bro, Quinyon Mitchell with these videos that Dave Zagaro just posted, he is really he is really tender. I mean, you could tell he's ginger out there, bro. He's moving around gingerly, man. I mean, I don't know. What's today? Today's Thursday? No fucking way. I'm a day late. I thought today was Wednesday. No way is that guy playing on Sunday. No way.
Either, but...
Dude, no way, man. Adori Keeley.
I got you, Ryan. Look at Jeff. I'm sorry, but I've been seeing this comment this week, and every fucking time it drives me crazy. Jeff says, is Josh Allen getting scrutinized like Hurts? I get Hurts as weapons, but Josh is the MVP with similar numbers. Jeff, let me just ask you something. Be honest with me, because we're honest here on JAKIB. Be honest with me. Do you honestly believe that Jalen Hurts is in the ballpark of talent of Josh Allen? Honestly. That's like saying Joe Montana had a bad game. Why is he not getting hate? Dude, come on, man. Josh Allen is one of the most gifted players in this league by a country mile. It's him and Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes in terms of talent. And Burrow, probably.
When healthy.
I mean, that's why I said, come on. You can't really Josh played a bad game, so did Jalen. But we got to comp him. I don't think so. I don't think so, Jeff.
Right now, Josh Allen is on pace for 4,100 passing yards and 41 touchdowns and 728 yards. And you name me one guy on that team on the offensive side. And they're 4-2 right now because all on him. Their defense is not very good. Their offensive skilled people are not very good. And this guy, you put Josh Allen in the Philadelphia Eagles offense, you're talking about the same bullshit. How many games do they lose? 1, 2? In 4 years, they'd probably lose 5 games if Allen was on your football offensive team. Let me ask you this. In 2022, if Josh Allen's in that Super Bowl with that team, you win the Super Bowl?
Dude, if Josh Allen was on this team, we would have won 4 straight Super Bowls.
How about this? 2023, if Josh Allen's on that team, you think you have that meltdown?
No. But the defense was the bigger problem.
It was.
But Josh overcomes so much of that. The Buffalo defense isn't too good either.
It's not.
Let's go to my boy Catch. Catch has become really awesome on the programs, hasn't he? I don't Catch. Are you new? I don't recognize you from before. But if you're not new, I apologize. But it's been great having you in here.
Hey, Catch is like the Donald Trump of the National
he
Football.
Drops in these big
he
supers.
Just drops nuggets.
I don't like him. I'm not even just talking about the super. I appreciate the super.
No, he's got great.
He's got good commentary. He says, "Can Eagles break 17 points on Sunday? Maybe if elite mics become elite tacklers and pick boys."
Dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
breaking 17 seems like it's impossible for this team.
You know, can I tell you what kind of score I see right now? 24-17, maybe Minnesota.
I don't hate the score. I don't think you're that far off, unfortunately.
Because I think Brian Flores is going to fucking he's going to be a problem come Sunday for Kevin. Wait, Brian Flores.
You want to know something that's tragic, Catch? I owned about 10 G's worth of XRP in like 2016. And I got rid of it all. And I think that shit would be worth like a couple $100,000 at least. Now, unfortunately. XRP's at crypto sales.
I got you.
Yeah. Big Fish says, "Is Hurts Tebow with the deep ball FML?"
Yeah. I called them Jalen Tebow at the beginning of the week.
This week has been like a great awakening, dude. If Jalen comes out and dominates in this game, everybody's going to be back on their on their Jalen horse.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah,
I
I know.
was just having a little fun with dumbass Sileo.
I know, right? Me too, right? Put me. No, I got to stick to my takes here. Let's go. We got Hangry says need a Kango Jacob and a Jacob Buckethead. I can do. I won't embroider a Kango. Come on. Big Fish says let the vanilla gorilla set the edge at this point. It can't get worse. Richard says big. Oh, we got that one. We got Berghorst. Let's see. Who do we miss? Here's Lucius. What's up, Lucius? Yesterday they asked Jalen in his presser, does he get to have influence in the play calls? And he answered no.
Huh?
I did hear that. But it was more like, do you have like influence on like the offense? I don't know if it was
no.
Call. He did say no. It was a one-word answer.
I didn't hear that. So wait, Jalen Hurts was asked the question, does he have influence on the offense? And he said no. That's the context?
I have to get you the context to confirm that. I don't exactly remember what was asked.
Because if that's the case, the coaches are directing the offense? Bro.
Yeah, no, it was this. He said he didn't influence how much they do designed runs.
Okay.
It wasn't the total offense. But he did say no to that. Here's Josh. This is Josh. You might sum up exactly how I feel right now. He says, and Josh, thanks for all your support, brother.
Yeah, man. That's great stuff. Thank you.
Josh is one of our best. He says, I refuse to believe that former wide receiver coaches and passing coordinators can't draw up a competent passing game. This is on the quarterback and his inability to evolve. He's not the guy. Thanks for the Super Bowl. Now bye. All right. Maybe you went a little further than me. Oh, you're right. It is crazy. We got two of the best receivers in football with a former wide receiver coach as our head coach and a passing game coordinator as our offensive line or as our OC. And you're telling me that the passing game is good for 30th in the NFL?
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Makes sense.
By the way, Landon looks pretty good out there.
Does he?
Yeah, so he's playing Sunday, I bet. He's playing so that would be according to John Clark. So he's out there. He's moving around, they said.
Special teams has been horrible too, Dirty D says. Yeah, they've been trash. Kick return is like, what the fuck?
Dude, that Tank Bigsby guy. Whew, man, is that another Howie miss? The guy looks like the Milwaukee Brewers in the NLCS right now. Big swings, no contact. Wait, who's having a bad offseason? Who's having a worse season right now? The dude that airmailed the ball to the backstop for the Phillies, or Howie's picks and putting Aziz Ojulari on the team,
or Jalen Hurts, who wait, this is the other thing that drives me crazy about Eagles fans, and I love all you guys, but it does drive me crazy about you because at least I'm consistent. If I say that Jalen Hurts was a top 5 quarterback, which I said consistently all summer, which maybe I look stupid for, but I said it. And now that he's not performing like it, I'm holding him accountable for it. The same people who come in here and tell me Jalen is a top 5 quarterback don't think he's at all responsible for the offense. Guys, if you're a top 5 quarterback, I don't give a shit if a traffic cone is your offensive coordinator. Top 5 quarterbacks are top 5 quarterbacks.
Okay.
He's not playing like a top 5 quarterback or anything close.
Okay. All right. If we're going to go down the best quarterbacks in pro football, Mahomes is in this conversation, but
I know my top 5 right now. I can
wait. I want to put context to this. I told you I can't pull him out of my top 5. He's 4-2 right now, dude. Okay, he's not playing well. Josh Allen, I saw Jaden Daniels. Hold on. I saw Jaden Daniels put the ball on the carpet in a dumb situation. I really haven't seen a lot of great quarterbacking going on outside of the guy down in Tampa right now. I think the guy in Buffalo's playing well. I think the guy in Detroit's playing well.
He had a bad couple weeks, Allen. He did have a bad couple weeks.
He has. And all of that, if you're top 5, You have to put everything in context here. Jalen is 4-2, dude. Okay, so they played like shit against.
Dude, that's like the people who told me that they won the Super Bowl last year, dude. We have a great team. We have a better organization than most. That doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts is the greatest quarterback.
He's going to have to do an awful lot for me not to put that resume and keep. Dude, you got to keep that resume in focus still. You just can't dismiss it and put it in the shredder.
I get it. I'm not putting it in the shredder, but at the end of the day, this is why. Remember what I said to you a couple minutes ago in this segment? I said, I think in 10 years, we're going to look back at this very differently.
Of course we are.
Yeah, we're going to look back at that team and be like,
the quarterback,
the reason we won that year.
Held you here. You know what? Can I tell you?
Here, wait, we're almost 10 years removed from the first Super Bowl.
What I think the headline will be 10 years from now.
What do you think the headline will be 10 years from now?
Jalen Hurts held the team back from winning multiple Super Bowls.
What about the 24 season?
What about it? I said multiple winning.
No, but what will the narrative be on the winning season? We're almost 10 years removed.
Saquon Barkley was special.
Yeah, and the defense was special.
Yeah.
We didn't let Mahomes pass midfield for 10 drives. Imagine if someone did that to Brady in his prime.
Do you agree that Jalen Hurts is getting too much credit for the 2024 success of the team?
I mean, how much credit did he get?
Yeah, I guess. Look at your fan base. Listen to your fan base right now.
Buddy. Remember, you said I'll never take them off top 5 on my list.
Because that resume's too fucking big.
It's a
team
game,
2 Super Bowls in 3 years. Every year he's been in the playoffs.
No, but it is a team game, Sills, and we are a better organization than most.
This guy sounded like fucking me now, and I'm sounding like him.
No, but it is. I mean, we pointed this out earlier. If this were the case, then the national champion's quarterback would be first pick every year. It's not.
It's not correct, dude. I've been pretty consistent with your guy. I think he's limited as a quarterback in the pocket. I think he's a hell of a winner. I think he does a lot of things right, and everything around him.
James says he's fed up with us, Sills. I'm fed up with you guys. I'm out. Love you, buddy. You'll be back. Don't worry.
See you later, brother.
Don't get hurt this weekend. You'll be back crying at a win like us.
Up with you guys. I can't take anybody talking about my boyfriend like that. Relax, kid. It's all good, Junior.
It is weird. It's like people got a fat head of this dude. It's like he's above criticism. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Dude,
right. The same people. They'll rip Keely Ringo. They'll rip all these dudes who are on rookie contracts who aren't expected to do shit. But they can't rip the starting quarterback who's responsible for the 30th overall offense. I mean, make it make sense. How are you going to rip Keely Ringo, who makes $850,000 a year and was off the bench, over the guy making $51 million who touches the ball every play on offense?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I got it. Brother, I can't wait. How about this? You know what we've done here? You know what JAKIB has done this week in Philly between Howard Eskin, our show, your show? You know what we've done? We've made this game in Minnesota Sunday very interesting.
Yes, yeah.
Because Monday the headline will be off the rails or back on the rails. Holy cow, man. It's do or die. That's the way you want it, isn't it? Hey, dude, give me the prom girl or I don't want anything. I want all in, bitch. Let's go.
I want to utilize the primes of A.J. Brown and Devontae. I don't give a shit for people who say, oh, you care about his stats. No. Go look at the history of football. Go turn on an NFL documentary. Go look at Joe Cool and that offense and Jerry Rice. Go look at Calvin Johnson. Go look at all the greatest players who have played this game.
Bro.
It is malpractice to use A.J. Brown the way we are using A.J.
You're
Brown.
not going to utilize those guys. Remember the topic we asked you, do you think they lived up to the potential of the offense last year in 2024? Half the room was like, yeah. And I'm like,
we'll never know. You know what's interesting about wide receivers? You almost never find out who could have been. And Jerry's an extreme example because he's Jerry. But like, wide receivers are really at the mercy of their quarterbacks.
Oh, by far.
What would Jerry have been if he didn't play with Joe Montana? You know, like I'm not saying he would have been great.
And Steve Young.
He would but he would have been great But would he have been Jerry?
No, you know who he would have been? Larry
A.J.
Fitzgerald. No.
That's my fucking point. We might have Jerry Rice, but we treat him like he's a fucking Jahan Dotson.
So your point is, if he's with Patrick Mahomes, he's Jerry Rice.
Yep.
Instead, he's with Jalen Hurts.
He's Jamar Chase if he's with the passer. He's Jamar Chase if he's with.
And so when he's with Jalen Hurts, he's Bob Rice.
Yep.
Dude, that's totally true. Hey, so wait a minute. So A.J. Brown with 1,500 yards with Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown with Matthew Stafford is 2,500 yards.
I think it was $22,000, 1,900. 1,500 also happened twice, and it's 2 years removed. I mean, let's not go back to that.
Well,
it is what it is.
Well, you're never going to get near that as long as Barkley's on the team.
Well, I get that, but
Big Z, we got to make some.
Here's Curtis. This is Jalen's number one critic. One of them. He says we do have to chill a little. The Eagles delivered a lot of wins with Jalen. Keyword: the Eagles. He is an elite, but the Eagles have been. The run game gets going, and Jalen protects the D from injury, and we'll be okay. Well, so you're still admitting though that you're not. The quarterback is not going to will us the wins. By the way, you're explaining it. I shouldn't expect it all because things change, years change, teams change. You get players, you lose players. Players have good years, players have bad years. More injuries happen, less injuries happen. Things are changing every year, Curtis. So if we don't have a great defense and a perfect offensive line every single year, just no chance.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Then, okay. If that's the take, we all have to collectively admit as a fan base, Jalen Hurts is nothing close to elite, not even in the ballpark.
No, he can't
elite
carry a
quarterback.
team.
Elevate football teams.
He can't
That
carry
is what they do.
No, he can't carry a team. No, he can't carry a team like Allen. Here lies the difference. We get it. Big Z.
Yeah, let me get out of here.
Hey, we got one more here. Hang on.
Uh-oh. What's Jalen's cap hit?
Don't. I appreciate. Hey, by the way, thank you very much, Penn. But, bro, they're not going anywhere near that. They're not going anywhere near that.
Eagles 24 MVPs were O-line and defense. Agreed.
All right, Big Fish. We will catch you tomorrow on Birds 365. We're going to get our friend Greg Coleman on with us, part of the broadcast team for the Minnesota Vikings and Vikings Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
We're going to talk a little Vikings with him, Carson Wentz. By the way, Wentz wins that game on Sunday means what? You say it's old news now. You think that opens a little bit of the scab?
I mean, look, it depends. I do think it depends how it looks, but it's water under the bridge, but it still will feel different losing to Wentz. It will. Everybody will agree to that. If Wentz dominates us or if they win that game, people are going to go crazy.
If he throws for 325 yards and Jefferson has 150 of them.
And they go 37-17.
Wait a second. Get this. Howie gets a double whack. Wentz beat him and Jefferson dominated him. He dominated Keeley.
Underdog will be doing the cha-cha slide. Are you kidding me, dude?
And here's the other one. Guess who gets a pick six? Isaiah Rodgers.
Dude, don't say it. I hate this because you know what happened when you said this last week, right? You said to me before the game last week, what if the Giants blow this team? You said that to me. And I said, Sills, that ain't happening. Well, it happened.
All right.
Now we've had 10 days to stew in that thing.
Having more days, I'm not sure, has helped the Eagles.
I know. I agree.
Big Z, we will catch you tomorrow, Big Fish.
Later, dude. Love you. Appreciate everybody. Hit that like button. Later.
Big A. We appreciate him, man. Make sure you guys please hit the like button. We are going to pay some bills. We're going to talk to our friend Greg Coleman, part of the broadcast team for the Minnesota Vikings. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, where the number one injury law firm exists for a reason, with over $30 billion recovered. You heard it right. $30 billion recovered. Why? Because these guys defend families across the country. If you're hurt at work, you're hurt anywhere. These people look at your case and they do and go to battle for you and your family. This is what they've done for over 25 years. Hurt and Uber, at work, no matter where. They make sure that insurance companies don't come in with these lowball offers. They make sure your family's well protected and well covered. They're going to go after anybody when it comes to making sure you get the justice that your family needs. Do me a favor. Go online to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Sales National Football Show. Do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. Supers go to the top. Greg Coleman, part of the broadcast team for the Minnesota Vikings, will join us here in a couple minutes. We will talk some Skol football with our friend here. I do want to send one more bit of love out. And Ray's been watching the show, Didinger, and he's enjoyed it. He said he's been laughing his ass off. And so that's great. So we're going to get him on next week, and we're looking forward to that. But, you know, he sent me one of his books. Xander showed it to you and made a really nice comment, and we appreciate it. And I posted it over on my X account. You know, he said, we have like one of the most popular shows right now in Philadelphia. And you talk about one of the godfathers of sports talk in Philly. It's great to hear these guys saying those things about our show. By the way, like I said in the open, this is kind of a this is a merit badge for you guys too. Because without you guys, you know, we don't grow the show. And again, what it's done is, if I were you guys, I would protect this show as much as possible. And JAKIB. Because they don't want this around. I mean that. Look at this. Look at the PR stories that they've been throwing out over the last 3 weeks to try to cover. Or how about this? You know what the most disappointing thing sometimes is the Bob Lang walk of shame. Do you know what the Bob Lang walk of shame is? I love players after games when they have an opinion, because that's the emotional response you get right on the moment from a player. How you feeling? Player, the football team. Look at what now Tua's doing. Tua Tagovailoa is doing the walk back of shame down in Miami because he has to apologize because he threw his teammates under a bus. Those are the PR people that got to them, and the coach got to them and said, you need to make that right. Now, his comments were absolutely wrong. He sucks too. Hey, it's not like he's throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. You're going down with the ship too, son. You know, you're not in some sort of life preserver rowboat and you're sending your guys into the Titanic to hit the berg. You're going with it. You give him too much credit. There you go. Look at that big old picture of Bob Lang there. Look at that. How you doing? There he is right there. Look at this guy. Thank you very much, Bob, for the super. Be a cold day in hell when that is. Okay? Cold day in hell. By the way, I do think that's a great question. I got a couple I wrote down here. Just off the top of my head, we're going to get our friend, like I said, Greg Coleman on here in a second. We're talking some Minnesota Vikings football. That's the team you got to beat on Sunday, and it is a must-win, maybe. But you gave Jalen too much credit for that Super Bowl win, did you not? You think you gave him too much credit? You think? Whew. Look at flexing. We did. You think you guys gave Jalen too much credit on that Super Bowl win? Wow. No. Okay. Fair comment. Sue. Okay. Could always count on M. Lang. Absolutely we did. Not revising anything. I never thought Jalen Hurts was the reason you won that Super Bowl. I thought the defense was the reason you won that Super Bowl. I thought he played very good in that game. But I thought the defense was better. I never revised that. But as what's his name said, quarterback gets the credit. You got to remember something, bro. M. Reyes, I never changed my views on the guy. And I still haven't. You can't shred. Hey, just so you know, I haven't shredded his resume. I have not. I said he was the best quarterback in our franchise. Made me look like an idiot. You think McNabb's better, Twiz? M. Lang. Josh Sweat himself said they should have gave it to the defense. Yeah, defense was the best part of that football team in that Super Bowl. They absolutely was. M. Reyes thinks because McNabb didn't win a Super Bowl that Jalen's better. That's not true. That's like saying this. Check this out. Do me a favor. Where's this? Where's M. Lang? Here. So according to M. Lang, somebody help me out here. Who's the quarterback for the Chargers that took the Chargers to a Super Bowl? Who was they lost and they got destroyed by the 49ers. Who was the quarterback, according to M. Lang? Does anybody remember? Chargers went to the Super Bowl. Bobby Ross was the head coach. This is M Lang's theory, because he's got a Super Bowl appearance or such. Whatever. What was the guy's name? I forget who did that. And his opinion would be, well, Phillip Rivers and Dan Fouts. I mean, he's better than them. Anyway, one of my favorite people, he's an HBCU HOF. You know what that means, folks? It's one of my favorite Hall of Fames on the planet. My friend Doug Williams has a lot to do with it. And I have known this man since the time when I was back in the league playing. And he has been one of the great voices of the Minnesota Vikings. Anytime you went up there and you talked Skol, you knew you had to talk to Greg Coleman. He is my friend. He is a Vikings Hall of Famer himself. Without a doubt, he is our friend, Greg Coleman. He joins us now here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, Danny. How are you, my friend?
Man, it's been a little bit here, man. How you feeling? I mean, the Vikings have done such a great job this year, and to see what they've done with the interchangeable quarterbacks going from McCarthy getting hurt, and now you've got Wentz. This year's been quite interesting here, but here you still sit. I mean, incredible. I mean, that they're still in this position here where they are. Are you shocked?
No, I'm not, because I think a lot of credit goes to Kevin O'Connor. He's the kind of guy, Dan, he's a young coach with an old soul, if you know what I mean. And he is the kind of coach that I wish I had the opportunity to play for. And I've said this before. He's the kind of coach that would make you think that you could walk through hell with gasoline draws on, because he's so believable, and he's transparent, and he came in right after I left the broadcast this will be 4 years, believe it or not. And but here's the thing. One of the reasons that I left the broadcast, I promised my wife that we would do some things together. We would travel. We would, take care of the grandkids and do things that seasoned adults would do. And there's a great journey behind us. But I said, whatever God gives us left, we're going to choose to do what we want to do. And regardless of who the coach was that was coming into that seat, we're not going to be influenced by it. So we took some time off. We did some traveling, took the time to write a book and all of those things that were on the list, and we're still doing it. Now, you talk about Doug Williams in the Black College Football Hall of Fame, where the great voice of Black college sports is Charlie Neal. Well, after a couple of years, Charlie said, Greg, man, we've got the broadcast. We're broadcasting HBCU football. Man, you would be a great addition. In the first year, I said no. Last year, I did one. And now I've got 5 games. I'm not doing a full season, but just to lend support for these programs and to go on HBCU campuses and see a lot of our contemporaries who played in the league, who are now leading these young men. Because when I went to Florida A&M, I went in as a boy, but I left as a young man because of the tutelage, the coaching, the mentoring, and all of those things that happens at a HBCU school. So I'm actually outside of a Home Depot because I'm getting my charts done and all of those things, and time just got away from me. But hey, man, I had to talk to you.
Hey, that is so great. I mean, Greg, tell people about the sacrifice, though. You played such a long time in the league. You were a longtime broadcaster for your team that you played for. And getting family time right now, how important was that for you? Because, I mean, your family has sacrificed so much of the time for you. I know so many players want to give back, and they want, like Michael Jordan talks, his daughter goes, my dad never talks basketball. My dad just talks now. He just talks about being a dad with me here because he feels of all the time that he missed. So for you, I mean, is that kind of where you are right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the kids are both kids are still in Minnesota. We've got a foster daughter that's down in Florida, but we all get together. We Facebook almost every night with the kids, the grandkids, and I take maybe 4 or 5 trips to Minneapolis a year, or even more. Whenever my wife says, "Okay, we're going to see the kids," all right, let's go. And we sit down and we reminisce the good times, and they share some things. Dad, we had a party, one day when you and mom went to Bermuda or something like that. I said, yeah, we know you had a party. And we reminisce, and we thank God that we're able to do it. And the bond that we built, my daughter thinks that I'm married to her because okay, where are you going? Where you been? Did you eat? What did you eat? What time did you go to bed? Did you take your meds? Did you do this? Did you do that? I said, I'm married to your mom, not you. But that's the kind of relationship that we have. And my son, hey, Pop, let me do this. You can do this. So, it's like I'm the child, we're the kids, and they are the adults now. So it's so fun and to all the grandkids and when little Amir calls me Papa, you know, that's all that matters.
Man,
That's what matters. And you're right, Dan. My family made a huge sacrifice, not only when I was playing in the league, but I came out and went into media. And we didn't make a whole hell of a lot of money back then, so I had to find a job. So there was still time away from those guys, but they are my heartstring, and I just thank God that I'm able to be in a position to just be Papa.
one of my favorite programs, I'm a University of Miami guy, but let me tell you, one of my favorite programs, we talk a lot, is A&M and the Rattlers. And were you coached by Coach Gather?
No, Coach Gaither was gone. He was the athletic director emeritus. I played 2 years for Jim Williams, who was a great high school coach out of Tampa, Florida. And then I played 2 years for Rudy Hubbard, who
Okay.
played for Woody Hayes at Ohio State. Now, when Rudy came to A&M, Rudy was only 27 years old, so he had some players that were older than the coach, but it was Rudy Hubbard and Pop Kittle's my kicking coach. What they instilled in me, Pop told me we were at practice one day, and I'll be brief with this. Pop Kittle's, I'm hitting the ball 50, 60, 70 yards down the field, and Pop said, well, baby, why are you kicking it right to him? I said, well, Pop, that's where he's standing. He said, well, hell, baby, why don't you make him work for his supper? I said, well, what do you mean, Pop? He said, well, kick it to the right and kick it to the left. He said, if you do it on a consistent basis, they'll find a place for you at the next level. And I was stupid enough to believe him because my forte, when I got into the league and I heard Howard Cosell say coffin corner Coleman, I knew I had made it. But it was because of Pop Kittles and his the great mindset that he had, that he instilled in me, and Rudy Hubbard, having one of those frank conversations when I was a little ticked because he didn't try a field goal and we lost by 2 points. And he said, come in here and sit down. I said, Coach, I need to talk to you. He said, yeah, I need to talk to you too. He said, I don't know what was going on with you during the course of practice and pregame warm-up, but you would hit the 56-yard field goal, but hell, you couldn't hit an extra point. And I don't know if I could believe in you. I don't know if I could trust you. And when you have a coach, I mean, then, when a coach says that they can't trust you, that rips at your core. That flipped my whole season. It flipped my entire career because I never wanted to be that guy on the team that a coach couldn't depend on, that a coach couldn't trust. Those were the kind of lessons that I got at A&M.
I got to tell you something here. I wanted to talk some Vikings here with you too, and I'm gonna, but I got to tell you, I love talking to you HBCU legend guys. I had Jackie Slater on, and it blows my doors off that the least amount of kids that get invited to the combines from the HBCU schools today. And I know that a lot of these guys get an opportunity to go to these Power 4 schools now, but are you trying to tell me that there's no kids at those programs. I just saw Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders, who went on to like the Power 4 schools. You're telling me there's not more of those players? Al Davis used to recruit HBCU, and one of the reasons why he dominated in the NFL is because he was in HBCU. I mean, Greg, why do you think the NFL does a poor job at evaluating these kids in this conference? Because
Yes,
there's
they do.
so many great players in that conference.
Yes, they do. But credit Doug Williams and James Shaq Harris
Oh.
for partnering with the NFL to create the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Now, on top of doing the games, I'm scouting and looking at these seniors who might have an opportunity to go to the next level. I asked the coaches, Coach, give me 3 or 4 names that we should take a look at. And on the advice of some of the games that we have seen, some of these guys are getting invites because the Legacy Bowl consists of a week-long, it's almost like a training camp. Scouts from every team come down. There's training tables. There's mentoring. There's tutoring. There's a career fair because
Is it
everybody's
two-a-days? Is it two-a-days?
no, just one a day,
Oh, okay,
one a day with a lot of meetings, but giving them the insight of what the NFL and what the next level could be about. And if these kids don't make it to that next level, I guarantee you they have been nurtured and tutored and given the opportunity that they're going to be great CEOs. They're going to be great vice presidents. They're going to be great husbands and fathers and dads and all of those things because we pour into them what has been poured into us. And I'm very thankful for Troy Vincent and the commissioner for partnering with the HBC Legacy Bowl. I mean, it's a national televised game down in Tulane Stadium here.
Yeah.
And you talk about Jackie Slater. We were just up in Canton at the Labor Day Black College All-Star game. And to hear Jackie's story and knowing him as long as I have been knowing him, and you talk about Al Davis. My college roommate was Henry Killer Lawrence, first round draft choice of the Oakland Raiders, and Al Davis.
Hell of a singer.
Yes, sir. He used to call the dorm all the time. And I used to talk to John Madden and Art Shell and Gene Upshaw because they were recruiting him. And so those were household names at Florida A&M. But Dad, if I could do one thing to inspire one young man to be better today than he was yesterday, then all of this has not been in vain.
Man, I'll tell you what. It's truly one of my favorite Hall of Fames because God, what a tremendous honor to be part of that Hall of Fame with all those great players who again had to go to those type of programs back in the day because the Southeastern Conference was so blinded by putting players in their programs like Alabama or Auburn, and to see what you guys ended up going on and dominated the Larry Brazils of the NFL and players like that. I mean, my God Almighty, so many great. Let me ask you a couple, at least some Viking questions here. How good is the roster? How far do you think they can go? I mean, still a little bit of indecision on who JJ McCarthy is yet, in my opinion. But what do you think of the shot of the Vikings this year? How far do you think they can go?
I think they can go as healthy as they can be. They were banged up over in London and also Ireland. So the bye week came at the right time. They lost a couple of, starting offensive linemen, so they had to play a couple of rookies. So it was treacherous territory over there for those couple of weeks. But they battled. They went 1-1. They couldn't get past Pittsburgh, but they got past the Browns. This week they've got the Eagles coming into town, and the Eagles are having their own problems.
Yeah.
But I believe if they get some people healthy, I think they're getting some defensive people back. But Carson Wentz was banged up a little bit, and I think he'll get the nod this week, even though JJ is practicing right now. But listen, they got to be able to run the ball, and they've got to be able to corral that offense. And I know the Eagles are having their woes on offense, but sooner or later, everybody's going to wake up. This is a new season, and this is where you make the push. But I do believe in that coaching staff. I do believe in the players on the team, and they've got a hell of a special teams if things tend to go pear-shaped, offense or defense. They've got to that third, that 1/3 that can bail them out. Because listen, Coach Bud Grant used to tell us all the time at the beginning of the season. He said special teams is going to win a game, win at least 3 games for us, whether it's a return, a great punt, winning field goal, whatever it is. You guys are going to win me 3, and we believed it. And we produced and we provided those 3 wins. We held up our bargain, and I think the guys are going to do the same thing. It's going to be a tough road. They've got a tough schedule, but Dan, as you know, if you can stay healthy through November and set yourself up to play good football in December, where you're playing in January and February, that's all you can ask for.
Do you believe that if they had to do it all over again, that they wouldn't have let Sam Darnold roll out the door? Because boy, look at what he's doing right now in Seattle. And boy, I'll tell you what, a year ago, 4,500 passing yards, over 35 touchdowns. He was a 14-game winner. Now look what he's doing in Seattle. If they had to do that all over again, Greg, do you think they'd want to revisit that?
Well, I don't think anybody has a crystal ball, but they were betting on J.J. McCarthy. All of the things that they saw from him during training camp, the kid's a winner. He's a national champion. And you rolled the dice with rookies. And the beauty of it, he didn't have to start last year because Sam did such a great job. He learned and all of those things. But now there's a question about his durability.
Yeah.
And Bud Grant would always say, if you're not durable, everybody's going to get banged up. Everybody's going to get hurt. You got to be able to play through hurt, but you can't play through injuries. And this kid has had a couple of tough injuries coming out of Michigan. So, again, I think all eyes are, I'm not going to say that they're crooked, but all eyes are looking, can this kid stay healthy enough so we can show what he can do? Great practice, great in the locker room, great leadership. He's got all the it factors, but you got to be able to stay on the field.
Last one here for you. What do you make of Jalen Hurts from 35,000 feet? I mean, I don't know if I used to think that Dak Prescott was the most criticized player in the NFL. Now it's like everybody in Philly, they're the 30th ranked passing offense. They're still 4-2. This guy's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. As a guy that's been in this league a long time, what's your takeaway of Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Eagles?
I like Jalen. And to me, he has the persona of what you need in a quarterback. He's as cool as the other side of the pillow. But again, a quarterback is only good as the offensive line, as the receivers. He's got some divas over there, so he's got to deal with all of that. And I don't have a problem with divas. I don't have a problem with a receiver that doesn't want the guard. If he doesn't want the ball, he should not be on my team.
Yeah.
But you've got to be able to manage all of that stuff. And sometimes there are ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys of every season. And the Eagles season is up and down, but you cannot discount them. I don't care what kind of discord is going on in the locker room. They're still the Super Bowl champions until somebody dethrones them.
You're going to have to do me one favor. Okay. I want you to take a picture of your HBCU Hall of Fame ring one day. When you have it on, I want you to take a picture of it because I want to. There it is. Okay. Do you mind if I post that onto my social media a little bit later?
Not at all. Not at all.
So what means more to you, that ring or the Viking Hall of Fame ring?
I think this ring means more to me because all of the men who are in that fraternity, we all have stories. We all have stories of having to overcome obstacles. And some of those obstacles were the same and some were different. But they were obstacles that kids today don't know much about. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm standing on the shoulders of guys like Bullet Bob Hayes and Willie Gallimore and Ken Riley. Those men that came out of Florida A&M before me, Henry Killer Lawrence. But I'm so grateful, and I thank God. We were on a conference call last night with Doug Williams, Shaq Harris, Parnell Dickerson, and Mel Blount. I mean, Mel Blount, I've never been afraid of anybody. I'll say this and I'll be done. Mel Blount was the only man in the National Football League. I fought and went toe-to-toe with Lawrence Taylor. But Mel Blount, my God, what a giant of a man, what a giant of a humanitarian. I just have so much respect and so much admiration for Mel Blount and Doug Williams and James Shack Harris. We owe them so much, Danny. And man, I appreciate you for allowing me to ramble a little bit here and there. But hey, whenever you need me, brother, just call.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'm so honored to be a friend of yours, and to be a friend of yours that is in that great Hall of Fame. I mean, I'm in awe of that Hall of Fame. I mean, even more so the Hall of Fame than the Pro Football Hall of Fame, because did you see, folks, what he just did? He skirted around the main issue of race because he wanted to talk like a man to people. And I'll tell you what, man, I love you, and I really respect you and all those guys. Doug Williams is one of my dearest friends. And my friend, thank you so much for always taking time for me. You always do. I apologize about yesterday.
No worries, brother.
Man. Thank you. God bless, man. We'll talk again soon.
Anytime, and he does. He truly does. God bless you, man. Have a great holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all of that stuff. Hey, peace out.
You love me, man. I love this, man. Thank you. Greg Coleman, Hall of Famer. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's the great relationships that you build when you're like, you know, when you play in the NFL and you get a chance to meet people like that. One of my favorite, it's truly one of my favorite Hall of Fames of all time, is the HBCU Hall of Fame. I mean, let me give you the names of the HBCU Hall of Famers. It's the Black College Football Hall of Fame. So some of you, in case you don't know, the HBCU Hall of Fame, Hall of Famers. It's Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Mel Blount, Deacon Jones, Willie Lanier, Jerry Rice, Art Shell, Jackie Slater. I mean, basketball, Willis Reed. It's incredible, the names that are in this Hall of Fame. It's really a who's who. Buck Buchanan, Deacon Jones, Willie Lanier, as we said, Eddie Robinson, Roosevelt Brown, Doug Williams, Harry Carson, Claude Humphrey, Steve McNair, Elvin Bethea, Ken Houston, Larry Little, Shannon Sharp, Robert Brazil, Leroy Kelly, Richard Dent, Emmett Thomas, Aeneas Williams. It's the who's who of football. Those guys couldn't play at white schools. So it was perfect timing on the interview. A woman worth $41 million gave HBCU $65 million today. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful, man. I mean, and Jackie Slater, I really do. I mean, I love the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I do work with them, but one of the greatest things that I get is that the HBCU people have me. And you know what's crazy? I know that some people know a story about me from the past. You know who the first people who came to my defense was? The Black College Football Hall of Fame. That's why I have an affection for them. The first people that reached out to me was Doug Williams. And Doug goes like this, dude, you don't believe we think that. And I go, I'm so thankful that you don't, because you know me, man. He goes, I know you a long time, Dan. No way nobody thinks that. Robert Brazil called me. All those guys called me. Mel Blount. Sills, you're one of our guys. And it means a lot to me. Wow. 41 million. You mean, wait, worth 41 million gave 65 million. I'm thinking 41 billion. Yeah. Absolutely, man. I love that Hall of Fame. You think they regret letting Sam Darnold roll? The Vikings? We got to get Doug Williams on again. Yeah, she's worth $41 billion. Yeah. How about them letting Sam Darnold? You think they want that back again? That's okay, Flexing. It's all good, bro. You think they want that guy back? Hey, Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy. Boy, I'll tell you, Xander, I think you were with me on this. We both went like this when J.J. McCarthy got drafted out of Michigan. We went like this. J.J. McCarthy is a first-round draft choice? I was like, yeah, no. No way. No, right? All right, let me pay some bills here again. Hey, our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America. Man, they defend families across the country. I mean, without a doubt, this is their mantra and this is their calling, is defending you. That's exactly what they do, is defending families across the country. This will be the easiest decision you've ever made. Folks, trust me. If you're listening to me and you've been injured in any way, please do me a favor and call my friends or contact my friends at forthepeople.com/big sills or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sills or pound law 529 to do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
So that's Jeff Bezos, this old lady that put that money in? Is that right? Is that Jeff Bezos? Is that right? That's pretty dope, man. That's a lot of cash. Well, dude, they should be putting money into HBCU. You can't tell me. I tell people this all the time. So wait, Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders, those guys are HBCU dudes. You're telling me there's nobody else like that in there? The NFL rarely sends invites to those kids to go to Indianapolis for the combines. And I'm like, wait a minute, why? Why not, right? You're telling me there's not any better kids in there? I don't buy that. Okay. I just do not. Guys, thank you very much. You guys have been great. We got a packed show tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to post later on and tell you who's on. I think we're going to get our boy Mike North back on. You guys love that dude. And get this. He sent me a text last night, and he goes like this. He said this. Hey, you want me on tomorrow, right? Because you told me last week. I said, yeah, no. We made the invite. And if we invite you, you're coming on the program. So he's coming on the program. You guys had a great time with him, and he loves coming on. By the way, he loves Philly. And he's a Jalen Hurts guy. So Big Z, Joe, thank you. 2 to 6 tomorrow, and we shall see you on the flip side.